Hockey aggravates people. I wouldn't mind. He's just walking around. You motherfucker! Yeah! Go catch your dick! I've never listened to that to the end. Taking a swig of my Dr. Pepper for the last few hours of Mardi Gras. Oh, everybody, welcome in, welcome in. The State of the Union is here. Big day. Big day. I love that Donald Just Rise song. I caught that on Ethan Van Sciver. And it is awesome. I mean, that is just awesome. Need to find a the one that has the lyrics in it. I gotta find that one next time. It is it just makes me laugh because I've never met anybody who didn't love the Donald. I mean, I think people say they don't, but I don't think they really don't love him. It's an amazing thing. So anyway, found out that of course we have the State of the Union tonight, and also Nick Rikita, he's doing a coverage of it. And I thought about, I don't know, he might get mad at me, but he doesn't know me, so that'd be kind of cool if he did know me, even if he was mad. And I was thinking what I might do is, if I do this, stop screen, share screen. I know. I'm gonna start getting the. I need a second monitor crowd here in a second. Okay, so I was thinking, what if we just did this? Well, you got hit play.
You die in prison as well.
Oh look, he's there, Joe.
Biden said that to black people. You didn't.
So we may, I may have them.
Not just regular.
We'll do a three-way type deal.
No, he really did.
If that's how he's gonna do it. Talk in there with them. Be like we're all together. We're all friends. We're all friends here on the internet. There are no enemies online. Let's see here. I want to see.
That's literally
okay.
What this dude said.
I want to do one more here before we start. So
Trump is the one who actually reduced their sentence.
Let's see. We're gonna do stop that screen. Share screen. I hate when this thing keeps on going. There you go. Turn that off. Share screen. We're going to see what this is over here. So, this guy here, if you're not following Tim Burchett's Twitter, you're just, you don't like funny. I mean, the guy's hilarious. Followed him since he first got a Twitter account. He was a former mayor of Knox County, which is what Knoxville, Tennessee is. He's now a congressman. And that's a cool little deal right there, how the sky and the Capitol looks. Almost looks like a green screen. But anyway, this was his. Saw this earlier. Was what I wish the POTUS would say at the State of the Union. I haven't listened to it. I went ahead and liked it because of course I'm gonna like it. But I wanted to play. I mean, it's a minute and a half, I think. So we'll see what he's up to.
Hey everybody, Tim Burchett. I'm going to do a video before State of the Union because it's so late about what I hope's in the president's speech, but I doubt it. First thing, of course, is Afghanistan. There's still Americans over there. What went wrong? Why it won't ever happen again? And how we're going to get all the rest of them
That'd
out.
Be nice.
Our southern border, it's a disaster.
That'd be nice.
We've got over 2 million people illegally come over the border this year that we know of. We've got people on the terrorist watch list. We got fentanyl coming in. I have a bill dealing with fentanyl, making it a life sentence for people.
Think about that for a second. 2 million. These are government numbers. They're saying 2 million people are coming across the southern border. And everybody's got their panties in a wad because 150,000 Russians are going into Ukraine. I mean, come on, something not jacked up right there?
We push it. Not seeing any movement of that out of the Democrats. I'd like to see something about that address in the State of the Union. Inflation, it's outrageous. It's at a 40-year high. Go to the gas pumps. You see it. It's out of control. It's the highest gas that some people have seen in their lifetime. And it's been several years since we've ever seen anything this close, and we're trillions of dollars in debt. And we just keep spending more and more on policies that will not repay, and it's just more woke garbage. The Ukraine-Russia situation, my gosh, we've got to do something. We're importing 560,000 barrels of oil a day from Russia. We are financing the invasion on those poor people in Ukraine. We've got to change that. We can turn the spigot on right now. If we would, back during the Trump administration, we were exporting energy. And of course, crime. It's at a record level in this country.
Did he say 560,000 barrels of oil a day from Russia? And that's not being infected? Yeah, we'll say infected. That's not being infected by these embargoes that Biden's imposed. We're still going to be importing that. So yeah, we are. You can't sit here on one side. So, we got to stand up for democracy. Never mind, we don't stand up for Mexico. We don't stand up for Canada. They both have shot on their democracies. But we got to stand up for the democracy of Ukraine. So we're going to do all this stuff, but we're going to keep on pumping the oil into here. But we have our own oil. This is what happens when you try to make the greenies, the dirt people, happy at the same time. Well, it doesn't exist. It doesn't work. I mean, it's absolutely, it drives me nuts. I'm done with it. I'm done hearing all this. Oh, we gotta have better fuel economy. I mean, my gosh, we have more oil every year than we did the year before. We're not running out. They don't know where it comes from. And here's the great thing. It's all natural. That's a sad thing they don't want you to know. Think about it. Oil bubbles up out of the ground. Quaker State, that's how they found it in Pennsylvania. It's coming up out of the ground. Where are the La Brea, how you say it, tar pits in L.A.? That's oil coming up out of the ground. It will seep through their sidewalks. But yet you sit around here and act like, oh no, we can't have that. We can't have some straws because, some monkey in Paraguay might get it stuck on its beak. Oh, jeez.
States in our own hometown of Knoxville, we've seen murders that we've never seen the likes of in the past. So those things I'd love to see addressed. I doubt we will. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Thank y'all so much for sending me here.
Now, one thing about Burchett is that is a Carhartt jacket. The dude legitimately wears an old Carhartt jacket. And I think, did he get a new one a year or two ago? Can't remember now. But anyway, you'll see, if you pay attention, every once in a while you can see it looks like oil stains on it. He's one of the good ones up there. Slade Raider, awesome. State of the Urine, I love it. Reality Czar, that is... Somebody needs to do a urine analysis on Brandon. Oh, the thumbnail, That one, I love them. I've got a very precious person that helps me on those. So, of course, you know what? I did not write down all those State of the Union things I like to hear. Let's see, what time are we looking at here? We got 9 minutes. Let's go back over here. I'm sorry, I got that Donald Duck song stuck in my head. You know what? I got another one here. That's not it. Let's see here. Let's do. I misspelled it already. No. Okay, I hate myself sometimes. Guys, I found this song, and I'm like, this can't be right. This can't be right. And I think it is. I think it's a legit. Let's see here. Where'd it go? Wait, hold on here. I gotta find this. Do our share. Sorry. Share screen. So this says it's Elon Musk. Harambe, we love you. Harambe, and we thinking about you. Isn't that great? We love you. R.I.P. Harambe. How do you not love that? We on the way to heaven. Amen. Amen. I swear, if that is Elon Musk, that's the greatest thing I've ever heard. So, now if my stream gets taken down, you guys know it. Jimmy YouTube, oh my gosh, dude. Double D was talking about you the other day. Wondering, what happened? What was she asking about? I can't remember anymore. I'm a nightmare of highs and lows. I need sleep and plenty of it, but I don't care. That's not happening anytime soon. So, let's see, go back here. Why is that not working? I've got... Alright, cool. Just make sure he's still on. We're going to switch that back over. Let's see. I thought there was one more thing I wanted to put up. Oh, yeah. So, this is a... Discovered this the other day, and I thought this would be appropriate before this thing gets started. Let's see here. This is the public schedule of Joe Biden. Today, at 9:50 a.m., right at 10 o'clock. He doesn't start his day before 10 o'clock. Did y'all know that? That's a... oh, well, it's on... I take it back. This is like 9 o'clock on this day. But yeah, his whole thing is it's 10 o'clock, though, supposedly, is always his thing. So anyway, today, 10 o'clock, receives the president's daily brief. It's supposed to be the national security advisors. I mean, there's like 4 or 5 of them that go like right, boom, 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 boom. And it's based off of, there's different levels of classified information. So you're meeting with different people at different levels of it. But anyways, it's just the national security advisors are usually the first ones. And I want to say that got started with Bush. If you guys ever get a chance to, there used to be these things called books. They're these bound paper, square things, had writing on them. Kind of like how you would think like a Kindle would be, but it was made on paper. And in these books, these authors, they really took themselves seriously. And they were some great historians. And they would talk about like presidential... I mean, there are presidential historians that they write about every single day that like the president was in there, was in office. And if you ever get a chance, you find some of those that talk about like presidential cabinets, presidential security advisors, stuff like that. Just kind of skim through them. It's really an interesting, quick little read. I say quick little read. I mean, we're going to talk like it's hundreds of boring pages, but that's why I said like skim through it. You'll naturally you'll find the things that are interesting to you. You don't need to worry about so much about the names and stuff unless you're into all that. Just kind of get the idea of the way they spend their time. And I don't know if presidents, if they actually walk. I mean, it is like they're like picked up and carried from place to place because it's so fast. I mean, it's a burnout culture. The White House is such a burnout place. There's a reason why presidents look so old by the time they get out. And there's a reason why they don't keep people for very long. There's no one who's ever stayed like chief of staff for 8 years or something. It's unbelievable. But anyway, so this is Biden's schedule. He has a daily brief. Let's see here. So the last time he had a daily brief. Not on Monday, not on Sunday. Doesn't seem like much, or Saturday. Doesn't seem much like a daily brief, does it? Friday, 11:45, daily brief. So, and by 2 p.m. he's doing his remarks. Oh, and yeah, this is one. This is being overlooked. Ketanji Brown Jackson. Biden wants her. First off, I'm 100% against her. Right now, well, I'm 100% against her because for several reasons. One, whatever happened to Garland? Garland was put up by Obama, and now he's why did I just Attorney General? Golly, man, mind fart. Anyway, oh wait, hold on. I'm gonna miss this. You guys, you almost let me miss this. Another 10, depending on the time zone. I've got 9. Oh, the chat, yes. Writing books are a lost art. Slater, you've got no idea. Like, if you've ever had an idea, I mean, you may have written books. But it's like, I was like, man, you know what? I read a lot of books. I'll be able to write one. It's like, you think of an idea and stuff, and you start going, and it's like, you might be able to get to a chapter, but then you can sum up everything you feel like you're going to do in a story in like 10 pages. I mean, it's how authors and stuff like that do it. I have no idea. Let's see here. Sure. Let's go back to yay. A minute. We have a minute before he's ready. Let's see here. I got Rakita on the background. Maybe we will do him. I don't know. I'd hate to do a double here. I kind of take this stuff serious. When I was in college, I got interviewed. There was a I don't even know who sponsored it, but anyway, it was State of the Union watch party. And I got interviewed by the local news afterwards, like, what I thought about it and stuff. And my response was, diversity pick, yes. Yes, Slater, you're 100% right. And that's where I wanted to dive in that further, was that I think one of the things that need to be brought up in her hearing was she a victim of affirmative action? Meaning, did she get her position not because of her merits, but because of her skin color? And I think that's something that needs to be, we need to finally have that discussion. We're adults, right? Let's figure this one out. I don't think that racism exists like the left wants to say it does. I think that it's proof by the way that the left completely has radicalized racism, screams it at the top of their lungs all they can. The reason why they do it is because it's simply not there. And they know this, and they're freaking out over it. Nobody cares. Nobody cares anything about who's saving them from a burning building. It's like, oh, wait, no, I'm not taking the white dude. Could you send somebody else up here? I need a more diverse person to, like, save me from this burning building. No, you're just thank God that God made somebody who's brave enough to go running into a fire while you're trying to get your ass out of there. Yes. Oh, I'm eating cookies. Sorry. Golly. Now we're live in 23 minutes. They have postponed the State of the Union 23 minutes. Gosh bless. Well, with that being said, I mean, that sucks. That just sucks. Hang on, I hit Twitter on this. Hang on, I'm trying to get back there to it. The State of the Union has been postponed 23 minutes. No word on whether it's due to poopy pants. There we go. So, all right. Sorry, you poop in front of the you're right, Jim Crow, Joe Cringe time. But you poop in front of the Pope, and you get poopy jokes for the rest of your life. I mean, if we were in school, you know, Corn Pop, he'd be making fun of Joe. He'd be like, "Yo, Joe Biden, did you poop your pants in front of the Pope?" And he'd be like, "Hey, Corn Pop, yeah, I did. Pooped all over the place." So, let's see here. Do this. Share. Shrinking. What's happening? No, I don't want this. Why am I getting an update? I hate stupid stuff. Alright, let's see here. Alright, we've got Rakita here, and Kurt just joined them. Alright.
Because basically, this is a scientist, it's a female scientist, who's quirky as hell woman.
I'm
Kind of bizarre. Kind of bizarre. Yeah. She makes the stupidest jokes and starts laughing at her own stupid joke for like 30 seconds, like over and over again. But she's on point with fact and logic. So you guys can sit there, and she's gonna have my back on this. I went through this video. I was like, oh my god. She's basically saying exactly what I said.
Okay,
But-
well, I can't be there. I'll be in LA.
Okay. All right.
A Saturday night, I'll be doing the Dick Show live road rage event in Los Angeles.
Oh, nice.
So I hope somebody out in the audience will be there. I think the tickets are sold out. I don't know. Don't take my word for it if you're in LA and you want to come out. But if you're in LA and you want to come out to the road rage show, you got to do it through Dick's. I don't know how he's selling tickets. Oh baby. You got to do that. If you don't want to come out to the show or you can't buy a ticket or whatever, typically Friday night and Saturday before the show and after the show, there's a bunch of people
So Roberts is
hopping
there,
around to different bars and drinking and
Breyer's
having a good
there.
time.
It's always fun playing
Oh,
spot
you
the
gotta
Supreme
hear the
Court justice.
nerds
Which one will
that
show up?
point out the.
They almost always
court.
all go there, don't they?
I don't think usually it's all 9. Usually it's like 5 or 6 of them. I think.
This is the
I can make fun
she's
of
a
them
very
because I
animated
know these types of people.
State of the Union whatchamacallit, sign languager.
Oh, really? You know her? You've seen her
I've-
work
I-
before?
I saw her work just the other day
Like-
when I was watching some Biden thing, and she reminded me. Do you remember the like little rap PSA they did in the 90s? I think it was like, "Be cool about fire safety," and it's a bunch of white guys rapping
we're gonna have to
about
look that
fire
one up.
safety and white
Be
women.
cool about fire
she
safety?
looks like
Yeah, no
her
idea what he's
hand
talking about
movements
there,
were
but,
choreographed by the
the,
same guy.
Nice.
Like she's like, and she's into it. It's
The,
perfect. God, it's great. I'm so glad she's here. She's way better to watch than Biden.
Yeah, the sign language person that gets me. I'm like, look at the
CR
numbers.
Back.
There's like 300,000
Intel
people that do
is
sign
about
language in
20.
America.
Damn.
And like when Corona came out,
$20
everybody had to
billion
have a
in
sign language
Central
person.
Ohio to build the biggest chip fabrication factory
You know
in
what?
the world.
I'm gonna probably cut
you go,
this
screw
later and
time
stuff.
water.
I'm gonna leave this. I'm sorry, guys.
Hi, I'm Nancy.
Oh, Joe took out behind the school.
I really hope he does the Trump. I'm not taking your ass thing.
They announced it. That's
Way
him.
loud.
That's as much as they got.
Yeah. It's a little loud.
Oh, we've got 2 Ukraine flags already. We've got Ukraine themed name tags.
Yeah.
Who's got the Mother Russia flag?
Ted Cruz just sitting there with the
So
hammer
this
on
will
the
not
goal.
stream. Oh, there we go.
We should get
All
the
right, I'm gonna
vodka
do this.
tonight.
I'm gonna switch over.
I only have American vodka. Military
Vodka.
special.
No,
baby.
I don't know. We'll just keep this. What do y'all say?
Right. Well, no one's leading by the hand tonight, so that's a good sign. That
Why
he's strong.
can't someone yell, "Let's go, Brandon"? Why can't the Republicans do it?
I think the Republicans should have all worn masks tonight. Is it just me or like half those seats empty?
Real quick, Wolfgang Dale says it's basic economics. It's easier to make bananas in a particular region than the Arctic. Same problem with Taiwan.
They're clapping to help him down the aisles. Like, yeah, one more step, one more step.
Data sets, lol.
And you
That's
know what?
about being an expert.
I'm one.
JK Wayne,
I don't
law
believe that
techniques
age is a
lead
limiter
unite
on
to save
anybody.
the world with uncivil recasing
What I do
laws
think though
that
is you got like
Einstein-
Joe Biden.
Einstein's genius
I mean,
theory
Joe's lived a
relativity
hard
with
life.
Biden as lead attorney
And
crazy KGB lawyer,
The dude's had like 7 aneurysms. I don't know how many he's had, but he's had a bunch.
Ukrainian IQ, brides
I mean,
will be aplenty.
aneurysms.
Nice.
Oh, great. There's social
Understand?
differencing. I like that.
But it happened. It was there. What if you just walked past the microphone? That would have made me happy. You just walk past and walk
I wonder
right
if
back
Nancy,
out.
I wonder if Nancy Pelosi will rip up this speech like she did for Trump.
I don't know
one
which
time.
copy's yours and which one's mine.
Look at her.
Snub the handshake. Snub the handshake.
Look how she was compared to how
Why would
how
you think
disrespectful
so
she
hard
was to
which one
Trump.
Which if he was going to hand both of them away?
Members of Congress,
Oh God!
I have the high privilege and distinct honor of presenting to you the
Oh, wait.
President
I messed
of
that
the
up.
United States.
Do you think they have actual gnomes employed to articulate her jaw from the inside?
Yeah, they need to.
It is. She
Members
always looks
of
drunk.
Congress.
It's like she's fighting to keep her teeth from flying across the room.
Her jaw quit 8 years ago and is just trying to leave.
Yeah, I've got a half bottle here, and I suspect I'm.
Is that what
Any
just
more.
happened, Reality Czar? I turned away from it.
So we're gonna
I was
shot
playing
glass
around
here.
trying to find the right
Thank you all very much.
page.
If he calls her Kamala Harris, then he
Oh,
wins.
that'd be awesome.
I will vote for him
Like
in
Cobra
the next
Law.
election.
Did anybody ever watch G.I. Joe?
Thank you all very, very much. Thank
That's
you.
more. That's more people than
Please.
those who voted for him.
I love the
Thank you so
Ukraine.
much.
Who's the kid?
I didn't say that.
Madam Speaker,
This guy
Joe's
is
Madam Vice
legitimately
President,
elected
Madam First
president. I
Lady, and
believe in him. I
second
love
gentleman,
him. I voted for him.
members
several
of
times.
Congress
I'll
and
do
the
it
Cabinet,
again.
Justice of the Supreme Court, my fellow Americans. Last year, COVID-19 kept us apart. This year, we're finally together again. Tonight,
Oh yeah, because they're not wearing masks.
You didn't have to be apart last year.
Yeah.
COVID didn't do that.
tonight
You
we
did.
meet as Democrats,
He
Republicans,
didn't.
and
He didn't
Independents
give us State of the Union
most
last year. He
importantly,
gave a.
as Americans.
I mean, it
Duty
was
to
so
one
it was
another,
so convenient that the House
America,
doctor said just this
American
week that they
people,
didn't need masks.
Constitution.
I mean, wow.
And an unwavering resolve that freedom will always triumph over tyranny.
So that's what they're going to do. Freedom is going to be the
Six-
reason for
Thank you.
Ukraine.
Why isn't that guy in the wheelchair standing up? Seems a bit
6
disrespectful.
days ago, Russia's Vladimir Putin sought to shake the very foundations of the free world,
Did he
thinking
really?
he could make it bend to his menacing ways.
This is not even how you
But he
start
badly
this.
miscalculated.
Sorry.
He thought he could roll into Ukraine and the world would roll over. Instead, he met with a wall of strength he never anticipated.
I got
But he
9/11
rolled into
same
Ukraine.
stories
Ukrainian
already.
people.
No, it's not 11. Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
he's
Same
still
with Canada.
there.
The Ukrainians are the ones who are badass, not us. That's what I got so far.
The
What
Ukrainians
wall
have balls.
stopped him from getting
The
into
president-
Ukraine?
Zelensky, every Ukrainian, their fearlessness, their courage, their determination literally inspires the world. Groups of citizens blocking tanks with their bodies.
They weren't though.
Everyone from students to retirees to
They
teachers.
weren't. That
turned
was
soldiers
proven that was
defending their homeland.
Israel.
And in this struggle, President Zelensky said in his speech to the European Parliament, light will win over darkness. The Ukrainian ambassador to the United States is here tonight, sitting with the First Lady. Let each of us, if you're able to stand and send an unmistakable signal to the
He
world.
doesn't even know where he is.
They should have a Ukrainian flag behind him instead of an American flag.
That'd be good. Is he going to say the magic words, the state of our union is strong, or not?
That's
clapping
funny.
for the
Kurt's right. They
ambassador?
always say
Okay.
that. All presidents are.
Did she just
It
do a
is
power
cringy as
fist?
hell.
A little bit.
Slade, it is cringy. Doesn't it just
Right,
feel
she's
awkward?
strong, she's resolved.
Who's having the quinceanera behind her?
Where's the ambassador from Russia? Or did they expel them all? I forget.
Yes. We, the United States of America, stand with the Ukrainian people. Throughout our
Why?
history, we've learned this lesson. When dictators do not pay a price for their aggression, they cause more chaos.
Why didn't you
They
sanction
keep moving.
Putin
The
then?
cost, the threats to the
He
Americans
did sanction Putin.
and the Americans
did,
to the
finally?
world.
Yeah,
little
yeah,
bit.
He
Rise.
sanctioned them.
That's why the NATO alliance was created, to secure peace and stability in Europe after World War II.
This is a
Watch the hands,
weird
lady.
state
United
of the
States
union.
is
Oh, she's
Remember,
going nuts.
Exactly,
along with
except
29
Trudeau.
other nations. It matters. American diplomacy matters. American resolve matters. Putin's latest
How?
attack on Ukraine
Yeah.
was premeditated and totally unprovoked. He rejected repeated efforts at diplomacy. He thought the West and NATO wouldn't respond.
But why
He
are
thought
we?
he could divide us at home, in this chamber, in this nation.
He did divide us.
Thought he could
He didn't
divide
need
us
any
in
help
Europe
with
as
that.
well. Putin was wrong. We are ready. We are united, and that's what we did. We stayed united.
Why?
prepared.
Wwhy? This is so
Extensively and
weird.
carefully. We spent
Look
months
at those
building coalitions of other
cufflinks.
freedom-loving nations in Europe and the Americas, from America to the Asian
Massive
and African
cufflinks.
continents,
It's a big conflict.
to confront Putin. Like many of you, I spent countless hours unifying our European allies.
Did you?
Like many of
shared
us.
with the world in
you
advance.
been
Many of
unified
us,
you.
United
Putin was planning.
European
That's
allies.
precisely how we would try to falsify and justify his aggression. We countered Russia's lies with the truth. And now that he's acted, the free world is holding him accountable, along with 27 members of the European Union.
Talk
including
about
France,
China.
Germany,
China's
Italy,
100% behind
as well as
Russia.
countries like the United Kingdom, Canada, Japan, Korea, Australia, New Zealand, and many others, even Switzerland, are inflicting pain on Russia and supporting the people of Ukraine.
Switzerland went to war
Putin is
against
now
Russia.
isolated from the world more than he has ever been.
Freedom-loving nations in Canada.
Together,
I got a new
Backwards.
poll up
Together.
in chat, guys. New poll.
Like when you say backwards, like to me, it sounds like he's starting at the end of his speech.
We did it.
together, along with our allies, we are right now enforcing powerful economic sanctions.
Powerful.
We're cutting off Russia's largest banks in the international financial system, preventing Russia's central bank from defending the Russian ruble, making Putin's $630 billion war fund worthless. We're choking Russia's access. We're choking
what?
Russia's
What's
access
Ukraine
to
ever done for
technology that will
us?
sap its economic strength and weaken its military for years to come. Tonight, I say to the Russian oligarchs and the corrupt leaders, who bilked billions of dollars off this violent regime no more. The
He's
United
going to
States-
war against Russia. He really thinks he's going to war
Joe, you've been
against
president.
Russia.
You've been in office the entire time they've been doing it, since before many of them were even alive.
Yes.
The United States Department of Justice is assembling a dedicated task force to go after the crimes of the Russian oligarchs. We're joining with European allies to find and seize their yachts, their luxury apartments, their
Because they
private
have
jets.
so many of them.
We're coming for your ill-begotten gains. And tonight, I'm
We're going to
announcing
steal their
we
money.
will join our allies in closing.
They
off
all want to say
American
that
airspace
the
to all
billions they
Russian
gave to
flights.
Iran was
Further
Iran's
isolating
money.
Russia
You know, the
and
cash
adding
on
additional
pallets.
squeeze on their economy.
But yet this guy, he's like, oh, well, you have a yacht and you weren't supposed to have
Will
it, so
abide
we're
by
going
the
to
Fifth
take it.
Amendment with their takings.
He has no
Without
idea
any due
what's coming.
process.
sure.
This is freedom without due process.
The ruble has already lost 30% of its value.
They specifically said they're not going to punish the Russian people,
Lost
only
40% of its
Putin.
value.
How is that punishing Putin and
Trading
not the Russian
remains
people?
suspended. The Russian economy is reeling, and Putin alone is the one to blame.
But what about the thoughts,
Together
Joe?
with our allies,
What about the
we're
Russian
providing
thoughts?
support to the Ukrainians in
I
their
was on
fight for
Twitch
freedom.
last night. I didn't see a single
Military
Russian.
assistance, economic assistance, humanitarian assistance. We're giving more than $1 billion of direct assistance to Ukraine. And
He
we'll
hasn't stumbled
continue to
over
aid
for a whole
Ukrainian
minute.
people
You're right.
as they defend their country and help ease their suffering.
He's screwing Russian name guy who's always super chatting you. That's what's really annoying.
I know, Eugene. He's screwing me. Every one of Eugene's chats just got far less
But let
valuable.
me be clear.
It's true.
Our forces are not engaged and will not engage in the conflict with Russian forces in Ukraine.
Conflict?
Our forces are not going to Europe to fight Ukraine, but to defend our NATO allies
Wait.
in the event that Putin decides
Why
They
would we
are
fight
going to
Ukraine?
Europe.
West.
Good
For
question.
that purpose, we have mobilized American ground forces, air squadrons, ship
Oh, God,
deployments,
no.
to protect
Oh,
NATO
We're not
countries,
going to fight the
Jeez.
Russians.
Poland,
That's the
Romania,
measure of our
Latvia,
resolve.
Lithuania, and Estonia.
Great.
Thank
As I've
God
made
for that.
crystal clear, the United States and our allies will defend every inch of territory that is NATO territory with the full force of our collective power. Every single inch.
I mean, we're the ones who
I
tend to
miss
do it
mean
anyway.
tweets and cheap guests too.
That I'm fine with. I'm fine
Rebecca,
with
how are
standing
you
behind our
doing?
NATO allies. It's standing behind
That guy
Ukraine.
does not stand with Ukraine.
And we're clear-eyed. Ukrainians are fighting back with
Love every
pure
time I make
courage.
that joke. Kurt's like, "God
But the
damn
next
it."
few days, weeks, and months will be hard on them. Putin has unleashed violence and chaos.
I mean, just permanent. Just
But
that
while
ought to
he
be
may make
tattooed.
gains on the battlefield, he'll pay a continuing high price over the long run. And a pound of Ukrainian people, proud people, pound for pound, ready to fight with every inch of energy they have.
I need a pound of
They've known
Ukrainian
30
people
years of
right now.
independence, have repeatedly shown that they will not tolerate anyone
pound, ready
who
to
tries to
fight.
take their country backwards.
It really did. He said
All
pound
Americans.
for pound.
I'll be honest with you, as I always promised I would be.
Is
Uh-huh.
he looking into the
Russian
sun?
dictator of invading a foreign country
Why is he
has
squinting?
cost around the world. And I'm taking robust action to make sure the pain of our sanctions is targeted at Russian economy and that we use every tool at our disposal to protect American businesses and consumers.
You're
Tonight,
not protecting
I
anybody.
can announce the United States has worked with 30 other countries to release 60 million barrels of oil from reserves around the world.
Reserves have
America
nothing to do with it.
We'll lead that
God.
effort,
Isn't that like one day in LA?
releasing 30 million barrels of our own strategic petroleum reserve. And we stand ready to do more if
The
necessary.
petroleum preserves are.
United
s-
with
Oh,
our allies.
Sully, what's up?
These steps will help blunt gas prices here at home. But
Oh,
I
yeah,
know
right.
news about what's happening in consumer
yeah, right.
markets
Thank you,
for all
Rebecca.
Americans. But I want you to know we're going to be okay.
Guys,
We're
if you're
going
new to
be
this, don't forget
okay.
to subscribe.
When the history of this era
I'm
is
loving
written,
what the numbers are
We're
going
gonna
up.
interpret
it
Getting
when he says
closer
we're gonna be
and closer
okay,
Weaker.
to
and the rest of
prime
the world
time
stronger.
stuff.
Well,
Except for Ukraine.
while it shouldn't,
There's nobody there. I don't understand this. So no mask if you're social distancing.
while it shouldn't have taken,
I miss
well, it shouldn't have
2010.
taken something so terrible for people around the world to see what's at
You miss
stake.
Obama.
Now everyone sees it clearly.
Are the Russian
We see the
soldiers
unity
properly
among leaders
masked?
of nations, a more unified
I
they
love that
invading
Nick said that. I said that
more
the other day. I was
unified
like,
West.
nobody's wearing
We
masks
see
over
unity
there.
among the people who are gathering in cities and large crowds around the world, even in Russia. to demonstrate their support for the people of Ukraine.
No, they aren't.
In the
No, they
battle
aren't.
between
They're
democracy and
mass
autocracy,
people are gathering in
democracies are
support of
rising to
getting
the
rid of
moment.
these stupid
And the
mandates
world
and
is
gas
clearly
prices
choosing
and
the
stuff.
side of peace and security.
Holy cow, the guy totally missed
This
it.
is the real test. It's going to take time. So
Oh,
let us
geez,
continue to
Joe,
draw
everything
inspiration
takes
from the
time with a
iron will of the Ukrainian
lifelong
people.
politician.
To our fellow Ukrainian Americans who forged a deep bond that connects our two nations, we
Ooh,
stand
can
with
put the
you.
Russian Americans in
stand with
camps?
you.
That was fun last time we did
Putin may
that.
circle Kyiv with tanks, but he'll never gain
He's
the
still
hearts
on
and
page
souls of
1
the
in his
Iranians.
loose leaf. You think he's going to
He'll
turn the page
never,
at
he'll
any
never
point?
extinguish their love of freedom.
No, oh my
And
gosh,
he
I
will
didn't even
never,
notice that.
never weaken the resolve.
Look at
of
this,
the
his
world.
binder. He's never changed. He's never looked down at it. It's just there for show, so Nancy can show that she's not tearing it up.
We meet tonight in an America that has lived through two of the hardest years this nation has ever faced.
Yeah, the last
The
two.
pandemic has been punishing, and so many families are living paycheck to paycheck, struggling to keep up with the rising cost of food, gas, housing, and so much more.
Is
I
Russia invading
understand,
us?
like
Is that
many
why
of
that's
you did.
happening?
Yeah.
My dad had to leave his home in Scranton,
Ah,
Pennsylvania.
damn it! I
to
was going
find
to say
work.
Scranton's got to be on the
But like many of
drinking
you, I
game.
grew up in a family when the price of food went up, it was felt throughout the family. It had an impact. That's when one of the first things I did as president was fight to pass the American Rescue Plan because people were hurting.
And spend more money than's ever been
Act,
spent in
we
the
did.
history of time.
No, the very
This piece
first
of
thing he did was shut down the
legislation
And
Keystone
prices-
Pipeline.
critical
That's
moment
the
And
very
prices
first thing he
didn't
did.
go
to lift us
down.
out of a crisis. It fueled our efforts
What's
to
the national debt now?
vaccinate the nation
24
and combat
trillion?
COVID-19.
No, it's much higher. It's closer to 29.
Tens of millions of Americans. It helped put food on the table. Remember those long lines of cars waiting for hours just to get a box of food put in their trunk?
Have you seen pictures of store shelves?
Cut the
What?
cost of healthcare insurance. And as my dad used to say, it gave the
Nobody
people
wants
just a little
nationalized
bit of
health care
breathing room.
after this
Yeah.
pandemic.
Unlike the
Did
$2
it?
trillion
I mean, my
tax
gosh,
every
if
cut
that
day.
is
previously
ever not a
suffocated.
reason
that benefited the
want it.
top 1% of Americans, the American Rescue
That tax
Plan.
cut put money in the pockets of
the
literally
American
every
Rescue
American
Plan
who worked.
helped working
Every
people
single one.
and left no one behind.
Yeah.
Folks,
That was a bold-faced fucking lie. That's
Yep.
amazing.
Yeah.
That
And
little
it
bit of
worked.
breathing room was like a plastic bag over your head. That much
worked.
breathing room.
How did it work? All the prices went up. They're still
Everything.
going up. Nothing
because-
has stopped.
Nothing has worked. Nothing has worked that
It worked.
he has touched. If you
created
wanted to make
jobs,
something
lots of
stop,
jobs. In fact,
put
our
new
economy
drinking game every
created
time
over
Brandon
6.5
mispronounces a word, take a
million new
drink.
jobs
Oh
just
yeah,
last year.
trash, totally, man.
More
this was
jobs.
going up. Reality stars
That's
got
a
it.
Why
lot.
isn't there anyone working at a
100%.
Ever
grocery
before
store?
in the history of the United States of America.
Every
That's-
place I go has a sign that
Economy
says,
grew at a
"Sorry,
rate of
we're understaffed."
5.7 last year.
Yeah.
He fired
no joke,
everyone
right?
and then hired them back. Let's,
Yeah,
let's
Why
everybody's
was it
do
on
half the stores I
only,
went
uh,
to in the
fans.
holiday were
Our
closed?
economy that hasn't worked for working people in this nation for too long. For the past 40 years, we were told the tax break for those at the top and benefits would trickle down and everyone would benefit.
No, we
No.
were not
Trickle-down
told that. That
theory
was
never
made
said
up
that.
by a
Economic growth.
Democrat.
Talking
Lower
Barbie.
wages,
Oh my
bigger
gosh,
deficits, and a
dude.
widening gap between the top
You are
and everyone
on
else
fire.
in nearly a century.
It was a Democrat
No,
economist
deficits.
who made up
Talking
trickle
Barbie.
down
Barbie.
Half
economics.
the stars. Let's go shopping.
Deficits are
realized we had
exclusively the
fundamental
domain
disagreements on
of
this,
Democratic.
but ran for office with a new
Irresponsibility.
economic vision for America. Invest in America. Educate Americans. Grow the workforce. Build the economy from the bottom up and the middle out, not from the top down. Because we know.
You can't. There's no
Because we
money at the
know.
bottom.
If only that it were actually true.
Because we know when the middle class grows, the poor will way up and the wealthy do very well. America used to have the best
The poor
roads,
don't
bridges,
move
and
up when-
airports on earth.
Oh, the
And
strokes.
now,
They're just
Our infrastructure is ranked
hiccups now.
13th
Every time
in
I
the world.
hiccup, it's a stroke.
Won't be able to compete for the jobs of the 21st century if we don't fix it.
What?
That's why it was
Jobs
so
of the 21st
important
century don't
to
need
pass the
infrastructure.
bipartisan infrastructure law. And I thank my Republican friends
Are people still
join.
driving to work? Does that still happen?
to invest
And then what they defined
Greenville,
as
America.
infrastructure was interesting. Yeah, if we want to talk about roads and airports, that's
Single
one
biggest
thing.
investment.
But then we want to talk about
in
health,
history.
daycare and some other bullshit.
Yeah,
It's a bipartisan
exactly.
effort.
Kurt's
I wanna
absolutely
thank
right
the
on
members of
this.
both parties who
You
worked to
can't
make it
have,
happen.
this fancy
We're done
name.
talking
God, I
about
hate
infrastructure
DC
week.
names.
We're now
It's like
talking
we
about
came with this
infrastructure
fancy ass
decade.
name like Patriot Act. I'm sorry.
And
I thought
look,
you were
A
already
decade
said.
of union payoffs? Is that what
Yeah.
I just heard?
One full
Who gets the
decade.
infrastructure?
It's going to transform America.
Into
Put
what?
us on a path to win the economic competition of the 21st century that we face with the rest of the world, particularly China.
No, really?
China's
Really?
buddies
China?
with
Thing.
Russia.
It's
I've
never
got
been a
a
good
dozen,
bet
half
to bet
dozen
against the
videos
American
on it right
people.
now. China
create
Today
good
even
jobs for
said,
millions of
we're,
Americans,
"Hey guys,
modernizing
you
roads,
remember that
airports,
we're
ports,
with
waterways,
Russia,
all
and
across
we think that
America.
Russia's right
A
about this."
billion
we'll
and
do
a
it.
half people behind
to
them.
withstand the
Sheer
devastating
numbers, they're going to
effects of
eventually
climate
win.
change and promote environmental justice. We'll build a national network of 500,000 electric vehicle charging
Oh,
stations.
Our
jeez.
median
That
wage
doesn't
has
do
been
anything.
a
All those
literal
are
1,000
such
times
So every
bullshit.
child, every American has clean water to drink at home and at school.
Clean water. Oh my gosh. We have just gone back to
gonna provide.
1952. That's the last time anybody had unclean
Provide
water.
affordable.
Holy hell,
seriously
fire.
lack of
Water
every
cannot be any more
American.
cleaner than it is right now in the
Rural,
United States. It never
suburban,
has
urban.
been
Do we
cleaner,
not have
and it never will be
affordable
cleaner.
high-speed
Every
internet for
damn
every
thing you
American?
have has filtered water
That's
in
what
it.
I-
The
all these
water
things he's
fountains
promising,
are
I
even
thought we had
filtered water.
20
You
years
know what
ago.
clean water?
And
How about getting
tonight,
rid of the old-fashioned
I'm
water
announcing that this year,
fountains that are like
we will start
two
fixing over
tiered, so people in
65,000
wheelchairs
miles of
get.
highway
You're seeing anybody on a
and
wheelchair drink out of a water fountain?
1,500
You're seeing anybody
bridges
drink out
in
of anything
disrepair.
that's not a bottle of water? It's a bunch of crap. It's a waste of
Folks.
money. God, such a bunch of bullshit.
Fixing bridges will fix our fight with China and we'll win
Yeah, right.
because of bridges, bitches.
When we use taxpayers' dollars
It's going to be
to
the bridges.
rebuild America, we're going to do it by buying American. Buy American products.
What American
Support
products?
American jobs.
What American? Yeah, Trump was had them here.
The federal government
This is exactly
spends
what
about
Trump did.
$600 billion a year
There
to
you go,
keep this
Rakita
country safe
just
and
heard me.
secure.
They
There's been
panned
a
him
law
for
in
it,
the
by the
books for
way.
almost a century to make sure taxpayers' dollars support American jobs and businesses. Every administration, Democrat and Republican,
Oh man.
says they'll do it, but we're actually doing it. We'll
Butt
buy
buddies
America
with China's
to
right.
make sure
Yeah, clean
everything
water.
from the
Everything's
deck of an
clean
aircraft
water.
carrier to the steel on highway guardrails is made in America from beginning to end. All of it. all
Oh,
of
that's great.
Uh-huh,
Government,
sure you will.
government money.
Not a chance.
Drink
Government
to that
doesn't
lie.
produce money. Government
but
can't
folks,
produce money, but they're going to produce guardrails.
Remember,
To
we were
compete for the
discussing the
job
microprocessor problem,
of the
which
future. We
pretty
also
sure
need a level
guardrails have
playing field
microprocessors in them now.
with
Oh, you're
China.
right. Realities
and
are,
other
dude,
competitors.
you're
China.
That's why it's so
you're
important
the
to pass the
patron
bipartisan
saint
Innovation Act
of
sitting in
the
Congress
chat.
that will make
Bipartisan
record
Innovation
investments in emerging technologies and American manufacturing.
Manufacturing.
We used to invest almost 2% of our GDP in research and development. We don't now. Can't. China is. Let me give you one example why it's so important.
What do
to
we invest
pass.
now?
If you travel 20 miles east of Columbus, Ohio,
Oh,
you'll
geez,
find
back to
1,000
Ohio.
empty acres of
Ohio
land.
voted 9%
It
against
won't
him.
look like much. But if you stop and look closely, you'll see a field of dreams. Around in which American future will be built.
Are you shitting me?
Wait, what?
That's where Intel, the American company that helped build Silicon Valley, is going to build a $20 billion semiconductor
Hey,
megasite.
The super chat was
Up to
just talking about
8
this.
state-of-the-art factories in one place.
Intel is in
10,000 new jobs.
Oregon,
In
aren't
those
they?
factories, the average
they
job
build
is
it,
about
I'm gonna
$135.
It is slated. They are
$135,000 a year.
So
They are
did
Some
the
most
biggest model.
sophisticated
boosting the
manufacturing
middle
in the world.
class bring that factory
Making
to Ohio?
he's about
computers the
whispering.
size
Oh,
of
Was
God.
it
your
boosting
How
the
I
middle
hate
class
that
has brought a
whispering.
$20
Oh, my
billion
God.
Oh,
factory
man, you
to
so
a
reminded me of that.
franchise in Ohio?
Technology,
Hey,
was
guys,
the internet, technology
guess
is yet
what?
to be invented. But that's just the beginning.
Wait, did he say a microchip the size of
Intel
a fingertip?
CEO Pat Gelsinger,
Joe's living
who's here tonight. I don't know where
1986.
Pat is. Pat,
Their
there you go,
microchip's
Pat.
smaller than that.
Stand up.
We're gonna have microchips like
There are
smaller
microchips
than
smaller
the
than
human heart.
There are
Smaller than
microchips
human-
smaller than the tip of your finger. I'm quite sure.
We're gonna eventually have computers that fit in your desktop rather than in a whole room.
Pat came to see me and he told me they're ready to increase their investment from 20 billion to 100 billion. That would be the biggest investment in manufacturing in American history. And
Manufacturing.
all they're waiting for is for you to pass this bill. So let's not wait.
Why
any
do they
longer.
need the bill?
Yeah, why
to
do they need
spend
this
money
bill?
to
Sign
What
invest in?
bill is this that
And
they
we'll really
need?
Because
Why-
they won't be
in a big
spending the
way.
money once the bill passes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, if they want to, if Intel wants to spend
Folks,
$100
Oh my
billion
gosh, look at that chick there with
to
the
build a
purple
factory in
hair.
Ohio, I don't know that they
Intel
need
is
the
not
U.S. government's
alone.
approval.
Oh my
They can
god.
just,
Something
build
happening
it.
in America. Just look around and you'll see an amazing story. The rebirth of pride that comes from stamping products made in America. The revitalization of American manufacturing. Companies are choosing to build new factories
This
here.
is this.
Companies.
Oh my!
And just
How
a few
old
years ago, they
is
would have
this
gone
speech?
overseas. That's
I mean,
what's
this
happening.
speech is.
40
Jimmy
years
Carter
ago,
gave
meeting
this
under
speech, didn't
Obama?
he?
$1 billion in electric vehicles, creating 11,000 jobs across the country. GM is making the largest investment in its history.
GM.
$7 billion to build electric vehicles.
Did
creating
GM ever pay back the
4,000 jobs in
taxpayer?
Michigan.
Yeah, but Intel's doing 100
All
billion.
told,
GM kind of looks like a bitch right now.
369,000
Yeah, we're gonna have
new
new
manufacturing
guardrails.
jobs were created in America last year alone.
That's funny. That's good. That was funny.
Folks,
Oh,
I don't know what's stopping Intel.
powered
man.
by people I've met like JoJo Burgess,
JoJo.
generations of
Did
union
he say
steelworkers in
JoJo?
Pittsburgh.
That's what I call
Seriously,
Biden.
There's still,
Where are you,
there's still
JoJo?
steel workers in
There
Pittsburgh?
you go. Thanks, buddy.
As
As
I
Ohio,
didn't know Pittsburgh has steel workers left.
As Ohio Senator Sherrod Brown says,
JoJo, yeah, JoJo. I cannot believe that.
Thanks, one guy.
and Sherrod Brown says,
that
it's
Daryl
time
from
to
The
bury
Office?
the label Rust Belt. It's time
Investing.
to see the
I'm so drunk. I wasn't. Yeah, you couldn't keep up with the.
home
The
Well,
drinking
look,
game,
there's 20
man.
minutes of goodness.
resurgence of manufacturing.
Now you're gonna have to.
And with all
Now
the
you
bright
get
spots,
Now
just
that's
need to go to
economy,
sleep.
record job growth, higher wages. Too many families are struggling to keep up with their bills.
Did he just go over this like
Inflation
5 minutes ago?
Is robbing
25
them
minutes
of
ago?
gains they thought
Oh my
otherwise.
God, the word.
This has
I-
only
okay.
been on for 20 minutes.
Whose fault is
I
that,
get it.
man?
That's why
Might
my
it be
job
the
already
$10
inflation
trillion
control.
you just
Look,
spent? Maybe that's the
The economy
inflation.
roared back faster
No,
than
it's from
almost
Trump.
anyone predicted. But the
Wait, what?
pandemic meant that businesses had a hard time hiring enough people because of the pandemic to keep up production in their factories.
Wait, what?
So you didn't have people.
This is
working on
bullshit.
beams
This
that
is so
went in
much
the
bullshit.
building
Everyone was
because they
predicting a
were out.
much faster
Factory
recovery
was closed.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks.
because it
And
was
it's
so
also
artificial.
because of
The
global
whole
supply chain.
depression was artificial.
Factories
Yeah.
It should have been
Where's for
booming.
that 2 weeks?
When that happens, it takes
Factories
time to
closed
make
'cause you
goods and
closed
get
them.
to the warehouse.
Well, if you compare it to the
prices
like
go
the
up.
stagnant growth under
Look at
Obama
cars
for
last
8
year.
years, this has been remarkable.
1/3
But
of all the
compared to any
inflation was
expected
because of
growth,
automobile
it's
sales.
kind of a joke.
There weren't
Someone
enough
send a
semiconductors
6-year-old
to
for
make
Joe
all
to
the
sniff so
cars
he can
that
get his
people
energy
wanted
up
to
for the
buy.
rest of the speech.
Oh
guess
my
what?
gosh, that was the
Prices of
greatest
automobiles
Rakita.
went way up, especially used vehicles as well.
You can't.
Cheers.
And so we have a
Obama
choice.
still owns that, buddy. But you
One way to fight
try
inflation
finding
is
a
to
new
drive down
vehicle.
wages
Am I
and make Americans
replaying?
poor.
Try finding
I
inventory.
think I have a better
No.
idea to fight inflation.
Why is it
Fucking
Lower
behind?
your
Impossible.
costs, not your wages.
What? How? How do you lower your costs?
Wages are costs.
How do the businesses lower their costs when everything is inflated?
Yes, when everything's costing way, way more, lower your
Everything the
costs.
businesses are
Make
paying
more
more.
cars and semiconductors
all this will be-
in America.
I don't understand. So
More
that's
That's
my argument.
Yeah.
increasing
Yeah.
costs.
Yeah.
It'll be on
That's
the
More
exactly
channel.
goods,
what you
moving
just
then
faster,
I'll,
cheaper in
As if
America.
we're buying
put
it
it up
from
on the
China
podcast.
now
Jobs,
because
we
it's
can
more
earn a good
expensive
living
there.
in
That's why
America.
we're buying it there.
Instead of relying on foreign supply chains, let's make it in America.
And that will be more
Okay.
You want to increase costs. Joe just laid the roadmap. I'm all for American
Economists-
products, but it costs more.
I mean,
If a 6-year-old isn't wrenching in your transmission, then you're paying too much, frankly.
she's
Economists
right. I mean,
call
America
this increasing the productive capacity of our economy.
loves cheap products.
I call it
Of our company?
building a better America.
You can call it. Oh, no!
My plan
Evacuate the
Fight
building and
inflation.
Oh, I
off.
get it, Sully. Thank you.
will lower your costs and lower the deficit. 17 Nobel laureates in economics.
Oh, I
said
hate
my
Nobel
plan will ease
laureates in
long-term
economics.
inflationary pressures.
Name them.
Top
Want
business
me to
leaders.
immediately not
And I
trust your
believe most
economic
Americans
opinion?
support
Be a
the
Nobel
plan.
laureate in
Here's
economics.
the plan.
He's right.
First, cut the cost of prescription drugs.
You
Oh
jacked
jeez!
up the
Oh my
price of
gosh!
cookies
It's like
when you took
We
down
pay
Trump's
more-
what was the
CEO.
first? This was
the
it had to
same
be like in the
drug
Clintons probably brought this up,
produced by
right?
the same
That was the whole
company
Hillary
in
care.
America than any other country in the world.
That's because
That-
we're subsidizing
insulin.
their government caps
One
on
in
the
10
price.
Americans has
This is
died.
what I
Also,
hate.
He ripped up
It's
Trump
like,
CEO. Trump
instead of
CEO
making this
saying that
a
America
party and party
gave
thing,
America
Josh,
charged
seriously,
America
just
whatever the
sit
lowest
there and
price we
address
charge.
the
He ripped that
problem
up on day one. Now
specifically.
he's like, how do we fix this problem?
He and his dad
We're
both have
paying
type
for
1
the fucking
diabetes.
Canadian.
Oh my gosh, they're
prescription
talking
Means
about
they need
insulin.
every
Who's
single
this
day.
kid?
Some 13-year-old dying of diabetes or some
$10
bullshit.
a vial to make. That's what it costs the pharmaceutical company. But drug companies charge families like Joshua and his dad up to 30 times that amount.
They're not with
I
Trump.
spoke with Joshua's mom. Imagine what it's like to look at your child who needs insulin to stay healthy.
No, he's not said a thing
and
about
have no
accomplishments.
idea how in God's name you're going to be able to pay for it. What it does to your family, but what it does to your dignity, your ability to look your child in the eye, to be the parent.
You know
expect
what?
yourself
I
to
just wish
be.
you could get up there and say, you know,
What do you
as
mean?
America, we're
Think
gonna put
about
all of our politics aside and we're
That's
gonna
right.
figure out how to make
You know,
dogs
you
live
know,
5 years longer.
Yesterday, Joshua.
That would be
said
the
he might
greatest
taking it on his
accomplishment
birthday.
anybody
Happy birthday,
we could ever
Joshua.
do.
I also don't trust
Any
anyone
of
with
us in my
pocket
lifetime,
square.
you probably see
It's
me
just
like,
never been my
imagine
job.
if we
I
just
don't
worked
really-
on
Happy
this
birthday. You don't have
situation.
many of
Your
those
dog
left with the
lived
cost
5
of
years
insulin,
longer.
but
200
really
What,
enjoyed
what,
That
that.
would be
what
awesome.
dickbag wears a pocket square?
Let's cap the cost of insulin at $35 a month. So
It
everyone
was
can
down
afford
there. It was down there.
And drug companies will do very, very well.
They're
Their
doing well
profit
now.
margin.
Just saying.
Yeah,
It
they're
was
doing
down
well
there
because
before
you're
you
buying all
jacked it
the.
up by ripping
Yeah,
up Trump's
take this
CEO
freedom
because you're an
coming forward.
insecure,
Let's
petulant
let
child.
Medicare negotiate the price of prescription drugs.
Oh,
Negotiate the
Medicare
price.
does
Disgusting.
negotiate
This
the
is
price
such
of prescription
bullshit.
drugs.
This is
They
so-
pay less for it
I
than
mean,
everybody
okay.
else, which is why we all
Please,
have to pay
this is why we need
more.
Rush
That's the
Limbaugh.
price for
They
VA
found this
drugs.
stuff so easily. We all know
Look,
we've
the
heard
American
all
Rescue
this stuff
Plan is
before.
helping millions of
How
families
far
with
back have they
Affordable
been
Care
saying
Act
this?
plan
I bet
to
you this
save
goes
them
all the way back to like
$2,400
Woodrow
a year on
Wilson.
their health
The
agreement.
exact
Let's
same
close the
diatribe we're
coverage
hearing
gap and
right
make
now.
these savings
Oh, we're going to
permanent.
negotiate. The last
Second-
damn thing I want in my life is to hear, I'm from the government and I'm here to negotiate for you.
Let's cut energy
You
costs
say that,
for
I'll stand up
families.
and say, I'm ready to do my own
Averaging
negotiations.
$500
I'm
a year
getting
by
them
combating
out of here.
climate change. Let's provide an investment tax credits to weatherize your home and your business, to be energy efficient and get a tax credit for it.
Oh my God.
Double America's clean energy production in solar
Slavery,
and
Pay
wind.
right, get America
$30,000
healthy
for
by
Windows,
promoting
and we'll give you an
nutrition.
$800 tax
saving
cut.
another $80 a month.
You can't
Help not
have
gonna have to pay at the pump.
Socialized medicine
Folks,
unless you ban alcohol,
third,
drugs, and obesity.
the third thing we can do to change the standard of living for hardworking folks is cut the cost of child care.
Oh, now we're on childcare.
How?
Cut the cost of child care.
It's the most
How?
labor-intensive thing you can
It's
do.
labor intensive.
By
Requires a
increasing-
lot. It requires.
by
I mean,
increasing
unless you
minimum
want to
wage.
change the certification requirements, so it's not as
In
hard
one
to
of
be
the
Increase
done.
minimum
major
wage,
cities
that
in
will
America,
cut the
you pay
cost
up
of
to
childcare.
$14,000 a year for child care per child.
Because they don't have enough room.
I was a single dad for 5 years, raising 2 kids. I had a lot of help, though. I had a mom
Yeah.
and a dad.
You did a bang up job with Hunter.
It really helped.
Weren't you also in
Middle
Congress?
class and working folks shouldn't have to pay more than 7% of their
Weren't you a
income to care
senator
for
when
the
that
young
happened?
children. My plan was
He just
cut
named
the
everybody
cost
Requires
who,
a lot
uh,
of certification
child
to
care in half
become
for most
a
families.
daycare provider.
Has
And
been
so-
named in
Parents, including
illicit
millions of women who
foreign
left the
affairs,
workforce during the pandemic
foreign
because
deals
they
that have
couldn't
gotten
afford
family
child
rich.
care. To
No,
be able to
because
get
the
back to work,
companies closed down during the pandemic.
generating economic
You
growth.
closed them
Did you
down.
close them down?
My plan doesn't stop there. It also includes home and long-term care.
You also
More
closed down their
affordable housing.
schools, and you closed down
No,
the
they're
child
not.
care
3 and
facilities.
4-year-old. All these will lower costs to families. And under my plan, nobody, let me say this again, nobody earning less than $400,000 a year will pay an additional penny in new taxes.
That means everybody's going to
Single
pay a lot
penny.
more
So that's
taxes.
Lie.
bullshit.
It's a
Lie.
lot more. Everybody's going to pay
Total
a
lie.
lot more. Here's the thing: $400,000
I may be
with this
wrong.
inflation, that's not going to be
You
very
are.
much
My
money.
You
guess
are.
is if we took a secret ballot in this floor, that we'd all agree that the present tax system ain't fair.
Yeah, it's
We have to fix it.
60,000 pages. We
No,
ought to
it's
go
not
to
fair.
a,
I pay more
a
than
fair
all of the
tax.
people
Let's
on
make
that floor.
corporations and wealthy
You
Americans.
don't have to go to a fair
paying
tax.
I
You just
pay
go
more
there.
in taxes than
Wealthy-
everybody in that
The
room.
wealthy
Last
people
year-
pay their fair share. They pay like 26
Last
times.
year,
Just
more
15%.
than
What is it?
someone in the
okay,
bottom
there has to be a
tax
number,
bracket.
right?
Chris Coons and Tom
That
Carper.
you reach to,
and my
and
Marquita's
distinguished
taxes are more than
friends.
I earn.
We come from the
Yeah, I
land
could
of
talk all night
corporate
about
America.
Quite possible.
There are more
They're
corporations
insane.
Yeah, yes,
incorporated in
parenting
America
skills
than
as an
every other
accomplishment.
state. in
Oh my
America
gosh,
combined.
Sully is so right.
And I still want.
I pay
Holy
more in
cow.
taxes than a
Oh, this
legislative
is
aide in
the
the
top
White House or in the
three
Congress
comments
makes.
should
tonight.
pay just a fair share. Last year,
Oh my gosh, that's so
55
great.
of the Fortune 500 companies earned $40
I'm
billion
gonna write that
in
down so I
profit
remember that
and
later.
paid zero in federal taxes. No, look,
That's bullshit. That's a lie.
not fair.
That's a lie.
That's
They
why
pay
I
all kinds of
proposed
federal taxes.
50% minimum tax rate for corporations.
Payroll taxes.
We've got
Their tax rate is higher than 15%.
that's
It's
why
deductions,
in the
depreciated
G7 and
property
other
that
meetings
does it.
overseas, we're able to put together.
Or
I was able to be
carrying
somewhat
forward
helpful.
losses
130 countries agree on a
because you
global
killed the
minimum
fucking
tax rate.
economy.
So companies can't get out of paying their taxes at home by shipping jobs and factories overseas. It'll raise billions of dollars.
You know, none of this matters.
That's why
okay?
I propose closing loopholes for the very wealthy who don't pay, who pay a lower tax rate than a teacher
None
and
of
a
this
firefighter.
matters because you still
So
aren't
that's my
addressing
plan, but we
They
have
don't pay a
inflation,
lower tax
detailed
rate.
measures.
It's just that their
gasoline.
money is
Let's just
to
do the
grow
simple
capital
stuff.
gains.
Don't talk about buy
Lower the
America.
cost of
You can't,
family.
okay, buy American
So-
And they
oil.
still
What are we
pay
waiting
more.
for?
Buy
That's
American
more
what
oil.
is done. We
Hey, Joe,
all know we've got to make changes.
Folks,
Buy
use my
American
plan.
oil.
10% flat tax on everybody.
100%
Or
flat
go
tax
with the
you're
sales
at it.
tax approach.
VAT
That's the
maybe.
most
Yeah,
fair.
that'd be good.
Federal Reserve.
Well, he's not
do
thinking
that.
of the women.
Which plays a critical
Oh,
role.
that's what he
Are
whispers
we,
the
are
best.
we
He goes,
Fighting
praising
inflation.
the
"Your
Fed?
hair smells like
My plan will not only lower
apple
costs and give
blossoms."
families a fair
I don't
shot,
know.
it will lower the deficit. The
Yeah,
previous
sure. Would you like
administration
it,
not only
candy,
ballooned the
little girl?
deficit with those tax cuts for bread,
Oh, let's talk about you, man. Jesus Lord.
Tax
undermining
cuts for the rich are what
watchdog.
balloon the deficit.
the job
Really,
of those to keep pandemic
not
relief
your
fund
stupid
in waste. Remember we had those
bailout after
debates
bailout.
about whether or not the watchdogs should be able to see every day how much money was being spent, where it was going to the right place.
Oh my
But in my
God.
administration, the watchdogs are back. And we're going to
Watchdogs
go
are
after
back.
the criminals who stole
were there ever
billions of relief
watchdogs?
money meant for small business and millions of Americans. And tonight, I'm announcing that the Justice Department will soon name a chief prosecutor for pandemic fraud.
Sorry about the pop.
R.I.P. the guy who organized Bubba Fest. That guy's fucking toast.
Look,
Remember how they like
think
were
we all
encouraging
agree.
every
Thank you.
business to
by the
sign
end
up
of
for
this
this
year,
thing
the deficit will be
immediately?
down to less than half of what it was before I
Now they're
took
going to
office.
criminalize people who probably made
The only
honest
president
mistakes.
ever to cut
to get
the
a few who
deficit
made
by
dishonest
more than $1
mistakes?
trillion in a
Yeah,
single
no.
year. Lowering your cost also meant
How do
demanding
you
more
sign
competition.
whispers?
I'm a capitalist.
Wait, the deficit's going to
He's
be
Capitalism
doing
half?
the finger up on the
Is
list.
not-
Like,
How-
How when you,
But I don't
know
how when
how
you
that
just
works
printed
either.
$10
Capitalism
trillion?
without competition is exploitation. It drives up profits. And corporations
Capitalism
have
without
to compete.
competition doesn't ever
Oh, her
exist
thighs are on
unless
fire.
there's
All right.
regulation
And
that
your prices
prevents
go up when
competition.
They don't have to compete.
Why
Small
were they?
businesses and
Remember
family
when Trump
farmers and
gave his
ranchers, I need
last
not
State
tell
of
some of
Union
my
address,
Republican
and all
friends
the
from those
Democrat
states.
was the chicks?
Guess what?
They're all dressed like
We got
Klansmen,
4
all
basic
wearing all
meat
white
packing
like that.
facilities. That's it.
That was the most like
Play with them,
bizarre
you don't
thing
get
I
to
ever
play at
saw.
all. And you pay a hell of a lot more.
Because
A
you
hell of a lot
regulated
more
it
than
And I
so
like
much
that
that you can't open
See
it
what's
to
happening with
Kamala
one.
back
ocean
there.
carriers.
She's dressed like
Moving
a.
goods in and out of America.
She got her suit at
During the
Burlington Coat
pandemic,
Factory.
About half a dozen or less
Look at that.
foreign-owned companies
Look at that
raised
ugly-ass
prices
thing.
by as much as 1,000%.
What are the flags they have on? Are
Made
those
record profits.
sickle and hammer?
Tonight, I'm announcing a crackdown on those companies overcharging American businesses and consumers.
How? How are you
Folks,
going to do that?
There's
Under
not,
what,
it
under
wasn't
what legal
illegal.
theory?
He never needs a legal theory to try passing a law.
and as Wall Street firms take over more
Oh, look, he
nursing
just
homes,
jumped to the middle of his binder.
Folly
I saw
and
that
those
with the rent
have gone
moratorium.
When
down,
did he do that? I missed it.
and costs have gone up.
Yeah, that's true.
That ends on my watch. Medicare is going to set higher standards for nursing homes and make sure your loved ones get the care they deserve and that they inspect and they will look at closely.
With what
We're
money?
also going to cut costs to keep the economy going strong and giving workers a fair shot provide more training and apprenticeships, hire.
By the way, all
them based
end of
on
life
skills,
consultations
not
I've
degree.
ever
BS
done
you hear
have been
year
how in
after
God's name do
year
I
after
keep
year.
my inheritance
How about
from
this
going
one?
to Medicare?
Let's just go
Raise
with.
the minimum wage to $15 an hour.
Oh, geez, $15 an hour.
And
I
extend the
just
child
saw
tax
where
credit, so no one has to raise the family in poverty.
England wants
That's
to
a free
raise
Pell
their
Grant, it's a
minimum
free
wage
You
up,
do
and
understand
it'll
that by
equal to
raising the minimum
$12.70
wage, that will-
American.
And
What
invest
cost
When you make
of
labor
everything.
more
More chill.
expensive,
our
when you
first
make
lady
anything
teaches
more expensive,
full-time,
people buy
calls
less of
America's
it.
best-kept
Yeah,
secret.
because it's more
England's going to have a
expensive.
$3 less minimum
And
wage
labor
than
has
the
gone up, by
liberals
the
want.
way. Like the effective
pass
minimum
the
rate.
bill.
I mean, I saw a sign
majority of
recently
workers
at my
want a
local
former union,
McDonald's
they
offering
shouldn't be able to
$18 an
stop.
hour.
You
When
could.
we invest in our workers,
Here's the
Someone
thing.
just
So
announced
they're going to
24
get, I
bucks an
guarantee
hour.
they're going to get the
Target
minimum
or
wage up
something?
because
have
they're
been doing a
ridiculous.
long time.
because of
Build a better
inflation.
America.
So it's
For
not
more
going to
than
matter.
2 years,
It's all going to be
COVID
a
has
wash.
impacted every decision in
Everything
our
that
lives.
costs
No, you
now, it's
did.
all going to be
Life of
some
this
weird
nation.
wash.
You
Yeah,
did it.
you
I
did
know.
that with all the
Change over.
lockdowns, and but
But it's
you're
gonna
not
be a
changing
wash.
now,
At
right?
the
Because the
end,
science
it's gonna
changed
be like,
today.
yeah,
doesn't
you're
count.
not gonna have the
Both
dollar
for
menu
million
anymore. You're
people.
gonna have the $5
Sit at
menu,
the dining room
and they're gonna make
table or kitchen
$15 an
table
hour,
and
and they're
look
gonna
at an
run
empty
around
chair.
forever telling, saying,
probably move the chairs
Democrats
by now.
passed $15
Stop
an
crying.
hour,
Know this.
and Republicans
Because
are
of the
all
progress
against
we've
you.
made.
Wah, wah, wah.
Because of your resilience and the
Yeah,
tools
turn the page.
that we have been provided by
I'm ready.
this Congress.
I'm ready.
Tonight I can say we're moving forward
Yeah, it's never
Safely.
enough.
back to a
All
more
minimum
normal
wage
routine.
propaganda.
How?
Slate's
Reach
got
a new
perfect.
movement in the fight against COVID-19.
Here it is.
Where
showed
severe
you.
cases are
Yeah.
down to a level not
Um,
seen since July of last year.
Nazi.
Just a few
Oh,
days
hang on.
ago, the Center
He
for
said something.
Disease Control and Prevention issued a new mask guidelines. Under the
Another
new
one.
guidelines, most Americans and most of the country can now go mask-free.
It's just the other day. What a weird
Yeah,
coincidence on the
it was
timing.
middle of February.
What a
Unless-
weird coincidence. It just happened.
More
Unless you're a
now.
kid, unless you're a kid in public school.
across the next couple of weeks. And thanks to the progress we made in the past year, COVID-19
Why'd you say
no
most of the
longer
country?
need control.
Who's
our
the
lives.
not most?
I know some are talking about
Today there were
living with COVID-19,
48,931 new
Tonight,
cases
I
of
say
corona.
that we never will just
2,201
accept
new
living with
deaths.
COVID-19.
We literally will
We'll
forever.
continue to combat the virus as we do other diseases. And because
Like
this
the cold
virus
and the
mutates and
flu.
spreads, we have to stay on guard. And here are 4 common sense steps.
Currently,
Oh,
there are
good. Tell me.
977,351
Finish this
deaths in the
lesson
United
for some
Stay
more.
States
protected
from
with
corona.
vaccines and treatments.
Joining
You
you.
know how incredibly effective vaccines are. If you're vaccinated and boosted, you have the highest degree of protection. We'll never give up on vaccinating more Americans.
Maybe you should check the
Now, I know
studies on
parents
that,
of kids
Joe.
under 5 are eager to see their vaccines authorized for their
Oh,
children.
jeez.
Nope.
Scientists are
We
working
can't even
hard
mention
to
any
get
of this
that
stuff.
done. We'll be
You know
ready
what?
with
The
plenty
tube's
of
going to
vaccines
cut
if
us
and when
all
they
off
do.
because he's talking
We're all
about
ready.
vaccinations.
We are
I
also
am
ready
not
with
talking about this.
antiviral treatments.
Whatever
If you get
platform is out there that
COVID-19,
hears
the
this,
Pfizer
whatever
pill
bots are
reduces
in there
your
checking
chances
this,
of ending up in the
I'm
hospital
not
by
talking about anything.
90%. I've
This
ordered more
is
pills
Pfizer
than
pill.
anyone in
rightfully
world has.
Hill.
appointed,
Oh, yeah, no,
this is-
elected,
no, this
chosen,
says
however you want to
they've been
say,
developing,
developing,
this
president.
and more than
yeah.
Oh,
double
you're not
that
saying.
next month.
I've seen a little bit of articles
Is-
about
is
this.
Now we're
ivermectin in there?
launching the test
White-
I did
Do
not
white
say
men with a
ivermectin.
BMI
people
under
can be
25
tested
joke
get
in
it?
pharmacy
that I
if
was
they
talking
prove
over
positive,
Who don't have
receive the
diabetes
antiviral
because
It
pills
is
I couldn't
a
get the other
horse
at
treatment.
no
pill.
cost.
That's because you're a
What?
thin fuck. I'm a
It's only-
fat ass fuck.
It's got to be a Pfizer pill. If it's the
BMI
same ingredients
over
from a
40 for the
non-Pfizer.
win.
If you're immo-
This State of the Union address brought to you by Pfizer.
Yep.
Pfizer.
Oh,
you're
gosh, that
Take our blue
scared
pill.
me.
have some other
I thought that was
vulnerability,
coming in
We have
over the
treatments.
top.
and free high quality masks. We're leaving no one behind or ignoring anyone's needs as we
Yeah,
move
big
forward.
farm, bigger.
On testing,
I'm
made
so
hundreds of
ticked
millions
off at
of tests
pharmacy
available.
stuff.
and you can order them for free to your doorstep.
Did
And
they
we've
lift
already
the mask
ordered
mandates
free
on
tests.
planes
We
yet?
already ordered free tests tonight.
'Cause I'm
No.
flying
I'm
this
announcing you
week.
can order
No, that's not
another
going to change for a
group
while.
test. Go to covidtest.gov starting next week, and you can get more tests. Second, we must
looking for higher
prepare for
tests.
new variants. Over the past, we've
New
gotten
variants.
much better at detecting new
I mean, that means
variants.
the flu.
If
gonna have
necessary,
to
we'll
worry
be able
about
to
the
develop
flu
new
forever
vaccines in
now.
100 days instead of maybe months or
You're
years.
never going to take off a mask.
If Congress
You're all-
provides the
we
funds
have
we need, we'll
empowered.
have
This is they're
new stockpiles of
weaponizing
tests,
virtual
masks,
signals
pills,
right now.
ready
Is their
if
plan
needed.
just
They're
to shove a new
weaponizing
vaccine
virtual
in us
signals.
every
Do you
100
remember
days? Is
But
a
if
new
you
variant
can't
it
pop
was
I
up?
promise
the
We'll do
last year, I think,
everything
of the
within our
Obama
power to be
administration,
ready
they were
if
telling
it
people
does.
not to get hand
They
Third,
sanitizer.
to subsidize
because
the
it only takes
pharmaceutical companies
99.9%
forever.
of
They
germs
should
away.
lower the
That
price of
0.1%,
insulin to $30. They should give it
makes
away
a
for
super
free.
bug.
You can
No,
end the
it doesn't.
shutdown of
If there's
schools and
1,000 different germs,
can? Thank
if there's
God.
999
You
germs
could've
it
done
kills.
that
Not
a
the
year
same
ago.
one.
Get back
It's
to
of
work and fill our
1,000
great downtowns
varieties.
again with people. People working from home can feel safe and begin to return to their offices. We're doing that here in the
My
federal
watch
government.
is telling me to calm
The
down.
vast majority of federal workers will once again work in person. Our schools are open.
I'd
Let's
love
keep it
this.
that
Is
way.
this should be a
Our
lot of
kids
fun.
need
By
to
the
be
way.
in school.
All the federal workers that they sent to work from home for the last 2 years, and now they're going to try to bring all those people back into the office. That should be really entertaining.
Oh,
Why
yeah,
bring
just
them
shut
back
down DC.
anyway?
DC
Work from home.
That's a good
It's
question.
more
75%
efficient.
of adult, 75% of adult Americans fully vaccinated, and hospitalizations down by 77%.
The greatest thing
Most
you could ever
Americans
do as a
can remove their
greenie
masks
was
and
to
stay in the
promote
classroom
working
and
from
move
home.
forward
You
safely.
no longer have
We
rush
achieved this
hour.
because we
You
provided
no
free
longer have all that
vaccines,
stuff.
treatments, tests, and masks.
You're no longer
course
creating all
you
that
did because the midterms
toxic
are over,
gas
you're
or
getting
whatever
killed.
the hell
Not
it is.
surprised
They're
you. We'll be back to
farts
see y'all.
and patchouli.
And I'm going to soon send a request to Congress. The vast majority of Americans had used these tools and may want again. We may need them again. So I expect Congress, and I hope you'll pass that quickly.
Yeah, he does.
Fourth, we'll continue vaccinating the world.
Oh, we're
We've sent
vaccinating the world.
475 million
Oh,
vaccine doses
jeez.
to 112
They're not America.
countries,
They're not.
more than any nation
God.
on earth. We won't stop.
Gosh! Screw the rest of the
Because you
world.
can't
I
build
don't
a
care
wall
about, I
high
don't
enough
give
to
a hoot
keep
in
out.
hell about any of these people.
Hey,
They don't like
the
us.
The vaccine can stop the
Oh,
spread
gosh.
of these diseases.
I have an awesome.
Can it?
I have
You know,
an
we've
awesome
lost so
chair,
much in
and I just
COVID-19.
scooted down in it and leaned back.
What is
and
the
I'm gonna fall
effectiveness
asleep.
of the vaccine with respect to
Worst
this
of all,
spread?
much the loss of
Right.
life. Let's use this moment to reset. So stop looking at COVID as a partisan dividing line. See it.
Please,
Stop
please
making
stop.
it.
Vote for
Cut off
me.
Disease.
See, I said
stop
all
sending-
week
seeing each other as
Republicans should
enemies.
all wear a mask.
You
Each
did
other.
that.
Didn't do it.
Who we
Could
are.
you imagine if they had?
You
America.
did that.
They would
There's no way he
completely
gets-
circumvent
there's no
right there.
way he gets-
Please stop
he gets
thinking it as a
10 million
partisan dividing line.
They didn't do
It
that.
would have been awesome if they'd all been wearing a mask.
Motherfucker, you treated us like we were bad people. You did.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody
he's
gave
up
a
there
shit if
talking
somebody
down
else
to
got
everybody.
We
vaccinated.
can't change how divided we've been. It's a long time in coming. But we can change how to move forward.
Those
Oh,
big ass
fuck
girls
you.
are
Another
distracting.
issue we must face together.
Move forward.
I recently
can't
visited
even
New York City
shuffle
Police
your
Department
feet.
days after the funerals of Officer Wilbur Mora and his partner, Officer Jason Rivera. They were responding to a 9/11 call when a man shot and killed them with a stolen gun.
A 9/11 call. He probably thinks
Oh,
that's
here we go.
Gun
terrorist.
control?
Officer Rivera was 22 years old.
Do you know how much Girl Scout
Supreme
cookie
Court's
Thin
about
Mints
to
are
kick
this
your
year?
ass in
There are
USPSA.
16 cents a Thin
They
Mint.
later chose to parole.
You get 32 in a box for $5. I used to buy them by the case.
I
A
told them
dozen.
they were forever
So I
in
had
debt
one
for
box
their
a month.
sacrifices.
But
And will
they
carry
are
on
now
their mission to restore
$5
the
bucks a
trust and
box.
safety
Say
of
the
You know
word.
what? I'm
Say
gonna
you
get
come
the
in with
the
guns. Do
knockoff
it.
ones that
Dare
Walmart
you.
Like
makes.
some of you that have been around
Reasonable
for a
gun
while,
control, which their police
worked with you on
families
these issues
definitely
for a
wanted.
long
India
time.
rejected their
I was gonna
vaccines.
say
It's
assault
true.
rifle.
know what
And
we're
by
gonna
the
say
way,
assault
I
rifle.
happen to have a
Investigating
strong
crime
following from
that.
India,
community policing,
which I think is
cops
hilarious.
who walk the
And my
beat
Indian friends that
who
are
know the
listening right
neighborhood,
now, welcome.
and who can restore
I,
trust and safety.
I'm glad you're here. I
Let's
want to
not
know more
abandon
about
our
your
streets
culture.
or choose
And
between
I want.
safety
I'm
and
now.
equal
I'm a
justice.
subscriber to India
Let's come
TV,
together and
and it is
protect
one
our
of the
communities,
best
restore
news
trust,
channels
and hold
you can
law
get on
enforcement
YouTube.
accountable. That's why the Justice Department has required body cameras, banned chokeholds, and restricted no-knock warrants.
No
for
reason
its
to watch this
officers.
if I go to sleep.
Under
That's why
Trump.
the American Rescue Plan
No, I'm not
that
going to
you all
sleep. I'm too
provided
fired up.
$350 billion that cities, states, and counties can use to hire more police, invest in more proven strategies.
More police? I thought we were defunding the police. What happened to defunding
Proven
them?
strategies like
What happened to defunding the police?
proven strategies like community violence interruption, trusted messengers, breaking the cycle of violence and trauma, and giving young people some hope. We should all agree the answer is not to defund the police. It's
Thank
to
God.
fund the police.
No, well, fucking welcome to my
What?
Republican Party.
This
Welcome to
damn
Republican
What?
Party. Thanks
This
for
is
coming
the
on
guy.
with that
You
genius
know what?
idea.
He's
Fuck
saying this
you.
because Kyle Rittenhouse said he was going to sue him.
Oh, geez. It's not like the Republican
Fund
Party
them
was
with
screaming
resources
about how
and
defunding the police
training.
was a massive mistake.
Resources
Fuck
and
this.
training they
Show us
need to protect
AOC
our
standing up for
community.
that. Show us Elon standing up
I
for
ask
that.
Democrats and
Yeah,
Republicans alike
absolutely. Joe here's
to
right.
pass my budget
I'll see
and
who
keep
else
our
stood up for
neighborhoods
that.
safe.
Oh, shut
We'll
up.
do everything in my power to crack down on gun trafficking.
Oh, here we go. Gun control. Gun
Ghost
control.
guns. The biggest
Let's go
problem in the
assemble at
fucking
home.
world. Ghost guns murdering
No
everybody.
Can't be traced. I asked Congress to
How
pass
many
proven
of them
measures to
are
reduce
used in
gun violence.
crimes? Almost
Pass
zero.
universal
Our
background
entire
checks.
country is
Why should anyone on the terrorist list be able to purchase a weapon?
What's
Why?
a terrorist list?
How about
Why
they
should
get on
anyone get on a
How'd
terrorist
they get on that
list
list?
and not
What's the due
know it
process
and
for
not
that
be able to
list?
defend themselves?
How about
There
those
is no due
questions?
Someone on the
process.
terrorist list isn't going into a store and buying a gun, you idiot.
You think
What
the
is
beer
this
wearing
terrorist
illegal
list?
vests?
You're probably on the terrorist list. I'm
Look,
probably on the
repeal
terrorist
the
list at this
liability
point.
shield that makes gun
Joe's definitely on the
manufacturers
terrorist
the only
list.
industry in America that can't be sued. The only one.
Yeah, Congress enacted that as a
Imagine
law.
had we done that with the tobacco manufacturers. These
Well-
laws don't infringe on the Second Amendment.
That's just- that's a-
Oh, that's
The
a
most
fucking
fundamental
lie.
right in America is the right to vote and have it counted. And look, it's
Actually,
under
no,
assault.
that's not the most fundamental right.
In
It's
state
far
after
from the
state,
most
new laws have
fundamental
been
right.
passed.
It's never been the most
Not only
fundamental right.
suppress the vote,
Yeah,
we've
most
been there
fundamental right. That's
before.
why
Yes,
women
it's
always had a right to
subvert the
vote.
entire
That's
election.
why minorities always
Oh
had a
my
right to
God.
vote.
That's right. Let's have election integrity. Let's have
Pass.
transparency and
Pass
election
the Freedom
integrity.
of the Vote Act.
No.
That's the John
That-
Lewis
that's
Act.
insane.
Gun control except for them. That's right. The
Please.
ghost gun of
While you're at
Kiev.
it-
Oh my gosh,
Pass
dude,
the
you are
Disclosure
so
Act
on
so Americans
fire.
know who's funding
Reality
our
star. I
election.
wish I had a
I don't know if you
something
actually
cool
want
like
that.
that award to
Tonight.
give you.
They definitely
I
don't.
like to
That
honor
is
someone who
awesome. The
dedicated his
ghost
life
gun
to
of
serve this
Kiev.
country.
That's what those
Justice Breyer.
cardboard guns are that
An
are
Army
falling
veteran,
apart. Have you seen those on
constitutional scholar.
Twitter?
We're
and
really
stuff?
glad he's
Retiring
retiring. We
Justice
hoped
of the
he'd
United
die
States
sooner, but he
Supreme
just
Court.
wouldn't.
Justice
Love the
Breyer,
bastard.
Thank you for your service. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I mean it.
We might
Thanking
even
him
allow
as
it.
a
Get up,
payback
get up
for
and see.
leaking his retirement
Thank
before he was ready to leak it, you fuck. Before he disclosed his retirement, you
We
told
all
the country
know.
that he was retiring that time. Remember
No matter
that?
what your ideology,
You
we all know
ass.
one of the most serious constitutional
But let me tell you how glad
responsibilities
you're retiring so I can
of
appoint a
nominating
black
someone
woman.
to serve.
Yeah, this is absolute
Because
Because
disgrace.
she's going to do a better job than you, Breyer.
As I did 4 days ago, I've nominated.
That's the
During the
one
middle of
relief-
an
the one thing
international
that's relief is
crisis,
It's a wash.
you
because Breyer has
nominated
consistently
a
been
One of our nation's
politically-
top
Well, it's
freedom
not
minds.
a total wash because probably the
To
questioning. will be
continue
better.
and just
So
project.
we got that going for me.
Do you think
Mm.
he nominated her
Legislative
because
action.
her middle name was Brown?
Former top litigator in private practice, a former federal public defender,
ACB and
from a family of public
Kavanaugh
school
there.
educators and police
Yeah, of
officers.
course they are.
She's a
and
consensus. queen.
Kagan's there.
Since she's
the
been
three cucks are
nominated,
there.
she's received a broad range of support,
From who?
including
Kagan's
the Fraternal
looking
Order
sharp.
of Police and former judges supported by Democrats and Republicans.
Name a
Folks.
Republican judge has supported her.
If we're to advance liberty and justice, we need to secure our border and fix the immigration system.
Oh, Slade. Oh, dude, I got. I'll
2
find
million
it.
illegal
I'll
aliens
find it.
last year. And you're talking about the
If
immigration.
y'all ever go to Patriot, stop
2 million illegal aliens. 2
How
million.
about we enforce the law? How about that? Because that
How are
is
you gonna
actually
secure
your
the
job
border,
that you
Joe?
swore to do. Remember, to
They
enforce
have
the
He
law.
laws
That's
says,
not literally
yeah,
he
your
says
job.
build a wall. I'm fucking done.
At our border, we've installed new technology like cutting-edge
Yeah.
scanners.
Okay. So like you're
Better
talking about
detect drug smuggling. We've
Wait,
set
what?
up joint
Reality
patrols
stars,
in
talking about,
Mexico
like,
and Guatemala
using,
to catch more human traffickers. We're
like
putting in place
uh,
dedicated immigration
fake
judges
cops,
and
so like
significantly
people
larger
saying for
numbers.
that
So
over there.
families fleeing persecution.
They're in the
and
middle of
violence
a
can have their
war,
personal
man.
cases heard
You
faster,
know?
and those who don't
You don't
legitimately
hand
here can be
somebody
sent
a
back.
cardboard
Yeah,
gun
people
Greedy,
while
and
you're
securing
waiting on the
commitments
Russians to
and
come
supporting
shoot at
partners
you. I'm
in
thinking
South
the
and
Russians
Central
gonna see
America
somebody
to
with
host
something
more
that looks like a
refugees
gun
and
and they're
secure
gonna
their own
shoot you.
We can do all this.
I
while
mean, this
keeping
is
the
hands up,
torch of
don't
liberty,
shoot
which
time.
has led the generation of immigrants to this land.
Oh, we're
My
talking about the
forebears and
immigrants.
Many of yours.
Why don't we just
Provide a
annex
pathway to
Mexico?
citizenship for
Why don't we
dreamers.
just bring them all in? Just bring
Those
the
with
whole damn
temporary
country in.
status,
Then we won't have
farm
to pay
workers,
any
essential
tariffs or
workers.
anything.
Revise our laws so businesses have workers they need and families don't wait decades to reunite. It's not only the right thing to do, it's economically smart thing to do.
No, you don't know
That's why the
anything here.
immigration reform is supported by
This
everyone
is
from
such.
labor
It is.
unions
This
to
is a
religious leaders
campaign
to the
speech.
U.S. Chamber
Feel
of
good
Commerce.
BS. There's no
Let's
meat
get
and
it
potatoes to
done
this. And I
once
still
and
don't
for
know
all.
why we are going into Ukraine.
Folks,
Can we deport the illegals? Can we
Build
deport
a
the
wall.
people that are in
Can you
violation
Build a
some
of the
wall,
law?
Joe.
You know, he's taking
advancing
border patrol
liberty
and shipping them to
justice also
Poland
requires
during this
protecting the
Ukraine
rights of women.
war.
I'm not sure there's a lot of
Constitutional right affirmed by Roe v.
U.S.
Wade,
border in
standing precedent for half a
Poland,
century,
but-
is under attack as never before. If you want to go forward, not backwards, we must protect access to health care, preserve a woman's right to choose,
That's
and
not
continue to
healthcare.
advance maternal
That's not
health
healthcare
care
at all.
for all Americans.
Abortion is not health care. Abortion is literally the opposite. It
Folks,
is the ending of life.
For
Whatever
our
you think about it,
LGBTQ plus Americans, let's finally get the bipartisan Equality Act to my desk. The onslaught of state laws targeting transgender Americans and their families.
How many
my
state
Simply
laws
wrong.
target
I
transgenders?
said last year, especially to our younger transgender Americans, I'll always have your
Oh my
back
gosh.
as your
Okay,
president,
look.
so you
But I
can
won't
be
have your
yourself
front because I'm
and
confused
reach
about what
your
I'll
God-given
find.
potential.
I want to go in the tube and say I'm
Folks.
transgender, so that way what I'm going to say is fine to say.
Transgender.
But all this stuff,
As I've
don't discriminate against me.
just demonstrated,
All this
although
stuff
often appears we do not agree.
it started
And that-
because you find the
we do
articles like,
agree
you
on a
know,
lot
New
more
England
things
Journal
than
of
we
Medicine,
acknowledge.
some crap like that.
I signed
The
80
biggest
bipartisan bills in the law
segment
last
of
year.
medical of selective
Only
because you
surgery
had
in the
Kinzinger
next
and
5 years
Cheney.
is
Cheney.
gender reassignment
Through common
surgery.
hate
It's going to
crime,
go from like 20
reforming
million
military
to like
justice, and will
250
soon
million
be
or something like
strengthening the
that.
Violence
It's
Against Women
the
Act that I first
fastest
wrote
growing
3
market
decades ago.
that is. It's
That's
wide
a
open.
disaster.
And it's being pushed because of that. It's like,
important
hey,
for us to
you
show-
don't have a surgery scheduled, you
show
know,
the
because nobody
nation.
fell and broke a
Come
toe
together
last
and do
night.
big things.
Guess what? You start scheduling
United
these,
80 laws were
things.
passed
All you
last
gotta do
year?
is just cut it, do a little snip
85
snip
Four
here,
big things we can
and
do
you,
together, in my view.
hey, you got
First,
$1 million surgery.
Beat the opioid epidemic.
And here's the thing.
Yeah.
What's
so
the
much-
liability
First on
gonna
his
be
list.
on that?
Put
How do you
Kamala on
know
top
they
of that.
messed up
That'll
cutting
that'll
off your
fix it.
wang? You don't have a
Increase
wang
funding.
I mean,
anymore.
she's already doing such a great job as Czar of the border.
Harm
Yeah.
reduction and
She's
recovery.
the-
Get
I mean,
rid
she's
of
been to the border like
outdated
every
rules
single
and
day.
stop doctors
She's been
and-
down there
and
personally,
stop
monitoring the
doctors
situation. It's been
prescribing
admirable.
treatments.
Persa.
Stop the flow of illicit drugs by working with state and local law enforcement to go after the traffickers. And if you're suffering
Yeah,
from
build a
addiction,
wall.
you should know you're not alone. I believe in recovery, and I celebrate the 23 million Americans in recovery.
Yeah, like his
Second,
daughter that left her.
Let's take on mental health,
uh,
especially among our children whose lives and
Diary?
education have been turned
and,
upside down.
Project Veritas got
American
it.
Rescue Plan gave schools money to hire teachers and help students make up for lost learning. I urge every parent.
Why
Oh
was
yeah.
learning
Please
lost,
don't do
Joe?
anything
School.
to
Who
make
did
anything
that,
else
Joe?
better.
Does just that.
That should be it.
Have the money.
built the
I'm gonna put
cages,
that- I'm gonna
Joe?
write that
We
one
all
down
play
too.
a part.
You
Sign
got
up
a
to be a
point.
tutor or a mentor.
Oh, sign up
Children
to
were
be a
also
mentor.
struggling before the
Yeah.
pandemic. Bullying,
Where do I sign up
violence,
to be a
trauma,
mentor?
Oh,
and the
that all
harms
stopped.
of social media.
Amazing.
Yeah. Hey, let me
As
be your
Francis
mentor. Hit subscribe.
Hogan, who is here tonight with us, has shown we must
You're
hold
right,
social media
Slave
platforms
Raider.
accountable.
Big business for
the
pharma. They'll
national
be able to sell
experiments they're conducting on
transgenderism
our
to children
children
now.
for profit.
Absolutely.
What would that look like, Joe? I mean,
Folks, thank you.
who's green? Who's
Thank
this
you for
woman
the
in
courage
green?
you showed. It's time to strengthen privacy protection. Ban targeted advertising to children. Demand tech companies
Like
stop
transgenderism.
Already
collecting
illegal.
personal data on our children. And
Already
let
Is that
illegal.
already
all
illegal?
Americans,
Is that already legal for under 13?
Yes.
more people can turn for help and full parity between physical and mental health care if we treat it that way in our insurance. Look, the third piece of that agenda is support our veterans.
Oh, jeez.
Veterans are the
I
backbone
bet you anything he
and the
mentions his
spine of
son.
this country. They're the best of us.
The good one.
I've always believed that we have a sacred obligation to equip those we send to war and care for those in their family when they come home.
You say cryptos
My
we send to
administration
war?
is providing assistance in job training, housing, and
He's
now
on a roll.
helping
Just go
lower
with it.
income veterans get VA care debt free. and our troops in Iraq and Afghanistan faced many dangers. One being stationed at bases breathing in toxic smoke from burn pits.
Did you say
Many of you
breathing
have been
toxic
there.
smoke from burned kids?
I've been in and out of Iraq and Afghanistan over 40 times.
Yeah, and you
These burn
abandoned
pits
the
that
guy that
incinerate
saved your
waste
life
money
over
years
there.
ago.
Waste
in
of
office.
war, medical and hazards material, jet fuel, and so much more. And they come home. Many of the world's fittest and best trained warriors in the world.
Yeah, big tech.
Never the same.
Vision data gathering
Headaches,
is
numbness,
ridiculous. If that's not going to be addressed
Cancer,
federally,
that
definitely
would
needs
put
to be
them
addressed
in a
state.
flag draped coffin. I know.
Oh shit!
One of those.
What did
did
you
it
say?
say?
One of those.
Something
soldiers
13
was
of
my
them.
son, Major Bo Biden.
13
I knew he was going to
I
mention
don't know
Bo.
for sure if the
I
burn
don't
pit
know.
that he lived near, that his hooch was near, in Iraq and earlier than that in Kosovo, is the cause of his brain cancer, the disease of so many other troops. But I am committed to find out everything we can, committed to military families like Danielle Robinson from Ohio, the widow of Sergeant First Class Heath Robinson.
Data is.
He was born a soldier,
for Fourth
Army
Amendment. You got to
National
remember that
Guard,
stuff is
combat medic in Kosovo and
for.
Iraq. Stationed
yeah,
near
okay,
Baghdad,
it's
just
very
yards
broad. I
from
don't
burn
want
pits the size of
act
football fields.
specific. A lot of
Danielle
it
is
is
here
you'd
with
be
us
amazed how
tonight.
much is
Looks
you
like something to do with
willingly
They love
Afghanistan.
going to Ohio
13
State
soldiers
football
I've
who
got
died
a huge gripe about
on the
that.
withdrawal or something like that. Best I can figure. Yeah,
Spikerman, I'm gonna
That's
write
what
it
people
down
are
so I never
saying.
talk about it.
What is this woman's dress with this like flag thing, this big ass rose flower bullshit? What is this?
I don't know, man.
Christ.
And he loved building Legos with their daughter.
They love
What?
building Legos. That's good to know.
Prolonged exposure to burn pits, ravage.
Legos are
his lungs
badass.
and body. Danielle says Heath was a fighter to the very end. He didn't know how to stop fighting, and neither did she. Through her pain, she found purpose to demand that we do better. Tonight, Danielle, we are going to do better. The VA.
We're
is
already
hiring
spending
new
like
ways of
$300
linking
billion
toxic
a year on the
smoke to
VA.
disease. Already helping more veterans get
All
benefits.
veterans are
And
super
tonight,
excited to hear that the
I'm announcing
VA
we're
is going to be the
expanding
one tackling the
eligibility of veterans
problem.
suffering from
I don't think the lack of
non-cancer.
money is a problem. We're already spending
also
$300
calling on
billion
Congress
a year on the VA.
Pass a law to make sure veterans devastated by toxic
Soldiers in the chat,
exposure
is the
in
VA
Iraq
going to
and
help you out on
Afghanistan
this one? Please let me
finally get
know.
the benefits and the comprehensive health care they deserve.
Not convinced about that one.
As if he hasn't been like running this country for 50 years.
Yeah. All of these are issues that he could have brought up this entire time. Pelosi is
Fourth
smart. She's about to
and last-
slide out of her seat.
Let's end cancer as we know it. This is personal.
You want to announce an end to cancer?
We're coming in on
That'd be
camera.
good.
That was Obama said that he was going to end cancer.
Joe, you're not going to get an end to cancer so long as you're fluffing off the fucking
This is personal,
pharmaceutical
me and
companies.
Joe.
Yeah, you're
It's
right.
never going to happen.
So many of you. So many of you have lost someone you love. Husband, wife, son, daughter, mom, dad. Cancer is the #2 cause of death in America, second only to heart disease.
It sure is.
Last month, I announced the plan to supercharge the cancer moonshot that President Obama asked me to lead 6 years ago. Our goal is to cut cancer death rates by at least 50% over the next 25 years. And I think we can do better
Okay,
than
so
that.
we're going to ban smoking and alcohol
Turn
right now.
cancers from death sentences into treatable diseases. More support for patients and their families. To get there, I call
Give you
on
the
Congress to
real red
fund
pill. They are
what I
already.
call ARPA-H, Advanced Research Projects Agency for Health. Pattern after DARPA in the Defense Department. Projects that led in DARPA to the internet, GPS, and so much more to make our forces more safer. And be able
ARPA
to
and DARPA
reach
do
more
some
and
good
more
work.
Clarity. ARPA will have a singular purpose: to drive breakthroughs in cancer, Alzheimer's and diabetes, and more. A unity agenda for the nation. We can do these things. It's within our power.
But
And I
here's
don't
the
see a
thing:
partisan
cancer,
edge to any one of those
Alzheimer's,
four
and
things.
diabetes. Those are
My fellow
whole
Americans,
things. Okay.
Tonight,
They don't have a
We've gathered in this sacred space.
connection to one
It's
another.
not
the
sacred.
citadel of
Diabetes
democracy,
and heart disease probably
in
do.
this capital. Generation after generation of Americans have debated great
Alzheimer's by
questions,
itself, that is
committed great
something that,
strife,
think about
and have done great
if
things.
you could
We fought for
end
freedom,
the effects of aging.
expanded liberty.
This
You
guy
You have?
would be
You've
You've
coherent.
expanded liberty?
Fair.
Really? In
We
the last
built
2
the
years, it hasn't
strongest-
felt that expanded.
Freest and most prosperous nation the world has ever known.
We're gonna
Now is
expand
the
liberty,
hour.
but yet get rid of the
Our
quote-unquote
moment
ghost
of
guns.
responsibility, our test of resolve and conscience, of history itself.
Has he said anything yet?
It is in this moment that our character of this generation is formed.
I mean, he keeps
Our
talking.
purpose is found.
But like, has he
future
said
is
anything?
forged.
What's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
Well,
of
I
this
know
thing?
this nation.
Of his
We'll
of his
meet the
speech.
test. Protect freedom and liberty. Expand fairness and opportunity.
Here it is.
And we will save democracy.
Expanding
As hard
fairness
as
is
those
the
times have
opposite of
been, I'm
protecting
more
freedom.
optimistic about America today than I've been my whole life because I see the future that's within our grasp. Because I know there's simply nothing beyond our capacity. We're the only nation on earth that has always turned every crisis we faced into an opportunity.
Really?
The only nation that can be defined by
That's
a
what Rahm
single
Emanuel
word,
said. Never let a good
possibility.
opportunity go to waste.
So
A
on
good
this
crisis go to
night,
waste.
on our 245th year as a nation, I've come to report on the state of the nation.
I mean,
the
there's so many
state of the
things. Why
union.
did Joe let
And my
the Second
report is
Amendment
this.
in
The State of the Union is strong
Constitution?
because
Wasn't he there
you,
at
the American people, are strong.
signing of the Declaration?
We
Well, he
are
said the
stronger
magic
today.
words.
We are stronger today than we were a year ago.
Are we, though?
I don't think
And
so.
we'll be stronger a year from now.
That's not what
than we
China's
are
saying
today.
today.
Oh, God help
This
us if that's
is our
true.
moment to meet and overcome the challenges of our time. And we will, as one people, one America, the
He said we
United
will as white
States of
people?
America. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Okay. Thank you.
One people.
Go get him.
Go
Yeah.
get who? Go
Look at
get
him.
him.
Who's him?
Go,
Who
go
are we
get
getting?
him.
I'm on it. Who we getting? Wow.
Well, I've
Well,
never been
still
more
have a quarter bottle
underwhelmed
left, so,
in
you
my
know, yeah,
life.
It's not too bad.
I feel like I need a shower.
Yeah, I do
Okay.
too. I
I
do
definitely
too.
need a shower. I haven't showered since my workout. So
That was
Gross.
that was terrible.
You want to talk about define totalitarianism? Remember,
It wasn't
Trump
very much
being
surprising, though.
banned and no,
But
repercussions.
it's just
Slavery, you're onto something.
It was just
It's
one
just
lie after another.
Flat out.
fucking depressing.
Perfect right
that
there.
it's sitting there. It's just constant
It's
misrepresentation.
a little bit less than an hour, wasn't it? That overall.
I mean, at least the flow of the speech wasn't too bad. I mean, obviously someone wrote it for him, but
Well, they loaded him up on Ritalin or whatever.
yeah.
They say
Could've-
that,
yeah.
but
Well, I know the
nothing-
Daily Wire is going to do
Ritalin,
their.
Adderall,
I think
all
Ben
that stuff
Shapiro is
has
doing his own
supposedly
like
no effects
rebuttal in
of,
15 minutes, which I'm looking
on
forward to seeing.
Alzheimer's.
Yeah, there's also a Republican rebuttal coming.
Oh, great!
I don't care about that. The party rebuttals are always suck, in
Yeah.
my view. They always
Who's
are
gonna
horrible.
do it?
No,
Do
the
we
I don't know,
party
it's always-
rebuttal. Here's the thing: the
So
party rebuttal
if
is
I'm a
always
voting man, I'll
tokenism.
vote for the
You're
Ben
gonna
Shapiro
have
thing because he has
Tom
better
Smith.
odds of making
He's
something
finished
make
Trump
sense.
would
Probably.
just be
Ted
getting
Cruz
warmed up.
probably.
They're
No.
always
Oh,
bad. They're
absolutely.
universally
Ted
bad.
never
Absolutely.
does
And
it.
here's the thing about
It
when
was
Trump
Rubio
was
that
doing
one
it,
time. It was terrible.
you actually hung on to his
Rubio was
words.
awesome.
Does anybody know who's doing the
Yeah, the rebuttal.
the
actually,
the other?
I was going to stop this.
They should just
but
have Rashida Tlaib do the Republican response.
I'm
There you go.
I'm interested in the rebuttal. I
Might as
do.
well.
I'm nerd
Looks
enough
like
in
it's
this
a
stuff
Republican rebuttal.
to want to hear that because here's the thing:
Yeah.
the rebuttal. They always.
Apparently
Do you remember
the
they had
Iowa
Nikki
governor-
Haley do the rebuttal one year?
People saying-
Governor Kim Reynolds of Iowa.
That's what they're saying.
Okay. Okay. Is she a fiery orator?
Yep, there you go. It's a chick.
They're always bad. They're
Of course,
almost
it's always
universally
it's got to be the perfect
know if
Both
I'm
look.
parties.
gonna-
So
both,
it is-
both parties. They suck at it.
Marjorie Taylor Greene's doing it on the Right Side Broadcasting Network,
That'd
apparently.
be good.
Yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah.
I love
I'm
her
definitely going to check out the Ben Shapiro thing myself personally.
because she makes
so.
everybody so mad.
Yeah, I've got to read super chats, and then Joe, we got to get over to your show.
Yeah, maybe we read super chats and we'll watch the rebuttal.
What are you doing on your show?
You can join if you want, Kurt. We're gonna just.
All
be
right, let's
picking
see,
up
where's
for,
the,
like, started my stream late.
Let me see if I can find
Nick's
this.
me joining.
Uh,
You can join. I think you know what? Maybe we'll start with Ben Shapiro. I think that's the right call.
No, I that's what I'm interested in. So I mean, if that's what
Yeah.
you're interested in, I'll join you. If not, then I'll bail. You know,
Yeah,
no
let's do-
disrespect. That's just what I kind of want to say.
No, let's do that. Let's do that. Joe, why don't you pop over? I'm gonna read the super chats, and then I'll meet you over on
And
your
I'll set up-
stream.
All right. So I'll send you guys by DM. I'll send you a link.
Awesome.
Sounds
Wait,
good.
wait,
All right,
hold on.
guys,
Do I have that
we're gonna
right?
get through these super
I don't know
chats
if I have
as
this
fast
right.
as possible. I'll respond as well, as much as we
And
can.
when you're done here, come on over to me. You know?
Yes,
Yeah,
and yeah,
Trump
we'll
wasn't
get over
perfect,
to
he's the
Joe's
best
channel
option.
to catch the
You know
rebuttal and
what?
response.
He
and-
may have
and
been
some
perfect if he had been
afterthoughts
given
on
the
that.
chance.
And then we'll be back.
But,
and I'll be back over here to talk about
unfortunately, it
Funimation
was,
and degenerate stuff later.
His own party was against him. Let's see here. I gotta turn this down. Mute that. Let's go to. No, I don't want to see who is Kim Reynolds. I want to see. This is. Who is Kim Reynolds? I thought we had a live. Well, I failed on this one in a hurry. Boom. Live now. No. No. C-SPAN? Oh, this is perfect. Oh, this is so perfect. Hang on a second. I hate how slow this is. Oh, man. Look at this. Why is there no volume on this? Why is there no volume? There's volume. So they just C-SPAN cut it off. Oh, C-SPAN. I did a cover of Biden before C-SPAN, and they gave me a copyright strike. Nobody's sticking around. Okay, here's the big one. Look at this. Nobody's sticking around to say bye to him. Nobody's sticking around. It's all people he used to know. Yeah, they say that about his conversation. That they have the volume turned off. Turn it on. Let us figure out what he's saying. Oh, man. What a fix, dude. That is such a fix. Let's see here. Let's see if they get their rebuttal. I feel like there's some involvement now. I do not have the sound cut off.
You're the real photographer.
The president's usually out of there by now. Look at him. He's like, smelled any fresh hair lately? Got some of that young hair. I like young hair. Where is? Let's see. Oh, that's live. Let's go back. This will.
Have you ever heard of the Madden NFL
Why is everything
curse?
got sound
Since 1998, every year the popular video game franchise features a new football star on its cover, and the vast majority of those players have gone on to experience a sidelining injury the very next season. Republicans have a similar curse, the curse of the State of the Union response. Ambitious Republicans see the speech as a way to raise their national profile, though it proved disastrous in 2009 for the prospects of disingenuous up-and-comer Bobby Jindal. And who could forget Florida Senator Marco Rubio and his unquenchable on-camera thirst in 2013? Ah, metaphors. But seemingly undeterred, Republicans are using President Biden's speech tonight as a varsity tryout for a new political contender. Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds. She's the state's first female governor, one of only 9 in the nation at the moment. She's already being hyped as a potential...
No. Share screen. Edge. I have no idea why sometimes I would get stuck. I I not do? Okay, that's not it. That's it.
Since 1998, every
Okay,
year
now
the
we got
popular
sound
video
up there,
game
right?
franchise features a new football star on its cover,
Okay,
and the
so-
vast majority of those players have gone on to experience a sidelining injury the very next season.
I don't want this.
Republicans
I
have a
don't want
similar
any of
curse,
this.
The curse of the State of the Union response. Ambitious Republicans see the speeches
Okay, yeah. I don't want any of this. I don't care about you. How do I get...
a way to raise their
Why is this not... Oh my gosh, this is the worst I've ever had problems with. There we go. Filter live. There it is now. That doesn't sound good. That sounds awful. Why is that not sharing? Why is that not sharing? Okay, there you go, that awful sound. Anyway, sounds on before, yeah. I'm hoping it's working now. It was? Well, I don't know. I lost sound on my end. And I'm so sick of this stuff. I don't know how to fix StreamYard, what it is about it. I know there's an easier way to do it. I just don't know how it is, what it is. I mean, come on. How long is this going to take? So anyway, State of the Union there. We don't know anything. There's nothing. What did he mention a tax cut? I think he might have said something, but it sounded like it's just raising taxes. It was nothing that... Let's see here. Let's see what Twitter has to say. Real quick. Read this in the background here. Yeah, okay. I don't care. And let's see here. This is funny. Why are you buying it from Russia and letting them along with OPEC to beat us up at the pump? Are you serious, or is this a parody account? Oh, I love this. Okay, I'm still looking on... I'm still looking for what, if there were, Biden delivers that. Okay. Oh, wait, hang on a second here. Let me go back here. No, we still don't have anything GOP thing. Still trying to find, oh, State of the Union still on Twitter. He's still in the hall. So they will not go over until Biden's gone. I don't know if Biden knows he's supposed to leave. Let's see here. If I do this. Alright, that should be working. Oh, my ear itches. So he's still there. He's still sitting around in the hallway here. All right, I'll tell you what. I'm going to walk out real quick. I got to let my dog in. And I'm going to grab a Coca-Cola. I've got an hour and a half. I'm giving up everything except for water for Lent. So hopefully my life gets better. I'm going to leave this on. I'll be right back. It won't take me more than a minute. And enjoy this. Make fun of it. One thing for sure, he's a puppet for others. Flips stances on a lot of things. Slave Raider is absolutely right. Hey, Sully, thank you. Thank you. Slave Raider, you're right about everything you say there. He's flipped stances on a lot of things. The most serious thing, here's how they did it. Now, this was a psychological speech. So he gave all that fluff. The whole thing was fluff, but he did the important part, Russia and Ukraine. That's an important issue right now because it just popped up. So he does that right at the very beginning, but he never gave any damn substance. So that way you're just out of it and you're gone. But yet still, I don't know why. I don't understand. Why are we in Ukraine? Well, you talk freedom and democracy. These are all key words that, people love, right? But you know what else? Lady Liberty, she likes a tan line. She likes getting out there in the sun. She feels better for it. And you're not doing that when you got her veiled in a cloak of secrecy. And that's what this whole thing is. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, go get him. I forgot about that reality star. Right at the end, the last words, go get him. I don't know who he's talking about. Hopefully it's not me. I'm going to assume it is. I'm going to start saying, yeah, he said at the end tonight, go get him. He's talking about me. We all know it. Okay, I'm here. I'm going to wet my pants so I don't have to join the Navy. I don't know what it is. I'll be un momento.
Now he's got something on you guys. You better be careful. He got the
About Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds here, a grandmother of 11 who will weave in some of her biography as she prepares to deliver the biggest speech of her political career. And you're right, we expected to focus. I've been on the phone with folks in Iowa, including those close to her, familiar with her remarks. She's going to focus largely in a couple of buckets: COVID and the economy. And this is all about contrast. Her mission and the mission of Republicans in this response is to highlight how their leadership in states like Iowa on these two issues has been different from the Biden administrations. Keep in mind that Iowa was one of the first states to get kids back in classes about a year ago. They had resisted in the initial days of the pandemic moving into a lockdown status. You've got that piece of the pandemic response. Governor Reynolds among the Republican governors leading these red states, these states where people largely went for former President Trump on that front. You also have the economic bucket. I expect, for example, that she will likely reference the fact that just today in Iowa, she signed a bill into state law that would do tax reform, essentially, implement a new tax rate for Iowans. She will go after him, I expect, on inflation for President Biden. That is a talking point we have heard from Republicans around the country because many of them believe that the economic messaging and talking about how much people are paying and what kind of money is in their wallet will be really effective come November. You have to keep in mind, too, that the response to any State of the Union can be, in the words of one source I talked to today, kind of thankless. If you do it well, people tend not to remember, and they do remember if you do it poorly. But that is the needle that she's going to thread, and I expect you to see some of those big themes from her tonight. Savannah.
All right, Hallie, thank you.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, the Republican response to President Biden's State of the Union address from Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds. Our coverage continues after this.
There were residents who hung on for dear life. I've heard people say the town is gone. Do you see it that way?
Absolutely not. We've lost some houses, but our community's still here.
We're here to start conversations about the big things happening in our world, because it's not my job to tell you what to think. My job is to think about what you tell me.
Now Tonight with Joshua Johnson, streaming weeknights at 8 on NBC News Now. Hallie Jackson Now, weekdays at 5 on NBC News Now. News is happening now. Are you ready?
look at what's making headlines around the world.
Right now on Morning News Now.
We're coming on the air with breaking news.
And this is a significant moment.
Whenever it happens, wherever you are, NBC News, streaming free now.
We're here to start conversations about the big things happening in our world, because it's not my job to tell you what to think. My job is to think about what you tell me.
Now Tonight with Joshua Johnson, streaming weeknights at 8 on NBC News Now.
Fire has grown leaps and bounds. You see behind me is typical. How you doing?
Pretty bad. The Today Show's newest fan.
Little Al Roker.
What am I doing here?
Well, that went into nightmare mode in a hurry. Oh my gosh, man. Run downstairs, try to deal with animals. Let's see here. I need this live. Live now. Still not live. Oh, jeez. Yeah. We're going to... You know what? I'm just going to unplug it. There we go. Perfect. Now, go over here. And also cringe. Dwight Schrute. Oh, jeez. Let's see here. Now, we should have sound. Boost volume even. Started streaming less than a minute ago. I'm still not getting anything. Fox 13, Tampa Bay, don't let me down now. Oh my gosh. Y'all, this is exciting. Like, I love stuff like this. And, you know, I mean, God, it's so great. Used to be so awesome the next day, Rush Limbaugh. It was the best show, man. I couldn't wait to hear him. And, gosh, it was just, I don't know, just awesome. But anyway, so now we all gotta go through this together, right? Dr. Pepper's good. Oh. Oh, there's no sound. I have no sound.
Crime wave was crashing our cities, and the Soviet army was trying to redraw the world map. Even before taking the oath of office, the president told us that he wanted to, quote, make America respected around the world again,
right?
And to unite us here at home. He's failed on both fronts. The disastrous Afghanistan withdrawal did more than cost American lives. It betrayed our allies and emboldened our enemies. North Korea is testing missiles again at an alarming rate. The Speaker of the House
we need to send Dennis Rodman back over there.
Athletes not to speak out against China. And now Russia has launched an unprovoked full-scale
What's the
military
governor of Iowa wouldn't know
invasion
about any of
of
this
Ukraine.
stuff?
An attack on democracy, freedom, and the rule of law. Now all Americans must stand united in solidarity with the brave people of Ukraine as they courageously defend their country against Putin's tyranny as they fight for their freedom. But we shouldn't ignore what happened in the run-up to Putin's invasion, waiving sanctions on Russian pipelines while eliminating oil production here at home, focusing on political correctness rather than military readiness, reacting to world events instead of driving them. Weakness on the world stage has a cost, and the president's approach to foreign policy has consistently been too little, too late. It's time for America
I think
to
it was
once
convenient
again
so he could
project confidence. It's
distract
time
from
to
the
be
chick he
decisive.
nominated.
It's time to lead. But we can't project strength abroad if we're weak at home. And that's what
That's
I want
right.
to discuss with you tonight. The president and Democrats in
can't stand her
Congress have
voice.
spent the last year either ignoring the issues facing Americans or making them worse. They were warned that spending trillions would lead to soaring inflation. They were told that their anti-energy policies would send gas prices to new heights.
But I mean, this
they
is the
plowed
same
ahead
stuff
anyway,
every year.
raising
You'd
the
hear
price
this.
at the pump by 50% and pushing inflation to a 40-year high. 4 decades ago, when our
Every year you
nation
hear
was
this.
last reeling from inflation, I was a young working mom just starting out. My husband Kevin worked days while I watched our girls, and then we would literally switch.
Good
we
for
would
you,
pass in the yard as
Kimmy.
he was coming home, and I was leaving to work evenings at the local grocery store. From across that checkout counter, I saw the pain of inflation on my neighbors' faces. I saw what happens when prices rise faster than wages. The Biden administration
100%.
believes inflation is a, quote, high-class problem. I can tell you, it's an everybody problem. I saw moms and dads' paychecks buy them less and less. I watched working people choose which essentials to take home and which ones to leave behind. And now President Biden's decisions
Where did she see
have
that?
a whole new generation feeling that same pain. When I took the oath of office 5 years ago, I promised Iowans that I would never lose sight of who I was working for, that I wouldn't become detached from the problems they were facing, from the problems that I had faced myself. But you don't have to check groceries to see what high inflation does to people. You just need
Where
to
does she
step
shop
outside
at?
of the DC bubble. Talk to Americans about what's on their mind. Ask them, what are your concerns? What keeps you up at night? And they'll tell you. And I can tell you what's not on that list. They won't tell you that spending trillions more and bankrupting their children is the answer to their problems. They won't tell you that we should be paying people not to work. And they certainly won't tell you that we should give billions in tax giveaways to millionaires and billionaires in Democrat-controlled states like California, New York, and New Jersey. But that's what the Biden administration has been pushing for over the last year.
She's going to
And
get
that's
hammered
all
on that
part of
because
Build Back
typically
Better. Thankfully,
California
the president's
pays more
agenda didn't
than
pass
they receive.
because even members of his own party said enough is enough. Well, the American people share that view. Enough is enough. And it's not just with DC spending. Americans are tired of a political class trying to remake this country into a place where an elite few tell everyone else what they can and cannot say, what they can and cannot believe. They're tired of people pretending the way to end racism is by categorizing everybody by their race. They're tired of politicians who
I wish
tell
you'd
parents they should
just focus on
sit
that.
down, be silent, and let government control their kids' education and future. Frankly, they are tired of the theater, where politicians do one thing when the cameras are rolling and another when they believe you can't see them.
What y'all think about
Where
body
governors
cams on
and
teachers?
mayors enforce mandates but don't follow them. Where elected leaders tell their citizens to stay home while they sneak off to Florida for sun and fun.
Reality's got
demand
stale and
that
stiff,
your
man. This chick, I
child
can't
wear a
stand her.
mask, but they go maskless. So you've heard the excuses. They were just holding their breath. But it's the American people who are waiting to exhale, waiting for the insanity to stop. We now live in a country where violent crime is out of control. Liberal prosecutors are letting criminals off easy, and many prominent Democrats still want to defund the police. You know, it seems like everything is backwards. The Biden administration requires vaccines for Americans who want to go to work or protect this country, but not for migrants who illegally cross the border. The Department of Justice treats
this is
parents
such a
like
broken
domestic
record.
terrorists, but looters and shoplifters roam free.
She'd be a
The
lot better if
American
she didn't
people are
read a
left to feel
teleprompter.
like they're the enemy. This is not the same country it was a year ago. The
Way too
president
rehearsed.
tried to paint a
Just
different
tells me
picture
when it's this
tonight,
stiff, it's
but
that
his
rehearsed.
actions over
It
the
tells me
last
they're not
12
very
months
bright.
Don't match the rhetoric. It's not what he promised when he took office. But it doesn't have to be that way. There is an alternative. Across the nation, Republican governors and legislators are showing Americans what conservative leadership looks like, what it means to respect
this is
the
again,
people we
it's.
serve,
I've
to
been
hear
hearing
them
this
out, to
since I can
stand
walk.
up for them and walk alongside them. We know that our problems require bold action, but we
Why are
also
we in
know
Ukraine?
that bold action doesn't have to mean government action. It's Americans
Oh, I know.
making their
And
own
if you
decisions
can throw in
for
there
their
cradle to
own
grave, you'll
families
hit
and
all the
future.
top talking points.
Republican governors face the same COVID-19 virus head on. But we honored your freedoms and saw
No, I
right
don't think you
away
did.
that
I don't think you
lockdowns
did
and
at all.
School closures, they came with their own significant cost.
In
that
Tennessee,
mandates
they
weren't the
tracked you
answer.
by your cell phone
And we actually
to see how many
listened to the
people were on the
science,
roads.
especially with kids in masks and kids in schools. What happened and is still happening to our children over the last 2 years is unconscionable. Learning loss, isolation, anxiety, depression.
Yes, like you're
in
right.
so many states, our
They need to
kids
set their
have
game
been
the hell
left
up for
behind,
sure.
and
This
so
chick, this is another
many will never
Nikki
catch
Haley
up.
there from South Carolina.
That's why Iowa was
There's
the
this
first
old
state
school
in the
thinking.
nation to
I
require
can't
that
stand
schools
this. It's
open
an
their
old school
doors.
thinking of
I was
conservatives.
attacked by the
That
left.
it's like,
I was
oh, we have to
attacked by
have
the media,
a woman,
but it wasn't a
you
hard
know, in
choice.
there.
It
And this
was
is,
the right
I
choice.
met a woman that actually
And
said
keeping
this to me.
schools open
And I
was
said,
only the
no.
start
I mean, I
of the
flat out to her face,
pro-parent,
I said, no, I don't want a
pro-family
woman in there.
revolution
I don't want
Republicans
anybody in
are
there
leading
except for the
in
one
Iowa
person
and
who's the
states
best for the
across this
job.
country.
That's why I love primaries. I
Republicans
love,
believe that
love,
parents
love
It was
primaries
true
in the
before the pandemic,
political
and it
race.
has never
General
been more
election is just us
important
versus
to
them.
say
But
out
primaries, you're trying to get that
Parents
slice of,
matter.
of everybody who's
They
all the
have a
same.
right to
Now, granted,
know
primaries like
and to
everything
have a
else,
say
it's
in what their kids are
those
being
with the most
taught.
money win.
Families
I would like
also
to
have
see social
every
media be
right
able
to
to
live in a
kind
safe
of
and a secure
cut that
community.
out a little bit. You
And
kind
that
of, I
begins
don't know,
with a
slice
safe
away
and
at it.
secure
God,
country.
man, this chick
But
is
the Biden
so.
administration has refused to secure our border. They
Yeah, we know they refuse to
provide
secure the borders.
resources
But you know
to
who else?
stop
Oh my gosh,
the
she has a
to
dual
stop
flag
the
of America
staggering
and
influx of
Ukraine.
deadly drugs
That's it. I'm
coming into our
done.
nation.
I'm done. I'm sorry, babe.
They've refused to
But
protect
like,
you.
I don't know why we're in Ukraine. You cannot be in solidarity with Ukraine if you cannot tell me why we're in Ukraine. Golly. When your beliefs are part of your core, you don't need to read them. Reality Star, you're oh my gosh, like this right here. I cannot begin to explain to you how awesome of a statement that was. And that sounds, I mean, I really feel like you've got a notebook of Rush-isms, because I remember when Rush says something similar to this, and he was talking about it's like maybe it was like Mitt Romney. It's like you know, Rush he never had to explain what conservatism is. I think maybe he might have actually been talking about Trump maybe early on. He said, you know, Trump is not a conservative as in like a born and raised conservative. He didn't have, you know, and Rush loved his father. You know, I was talking about his father, where he got his values from and whatnot. You didn't have that from, or Trump didn't have that. Trump was a learned conservative. And while those are, they're a little scary to me. Nothing against you. I mean, who's a good example of that would be, gosh, a lot of talk radio basically is today. But when it is just your core, it's your foundation. It's the concrete that your house is built on. You can just go with it. You know that automatically, no matter what you say, is going to be the conservative value. You don't have to read the room to see what's right to say. And I've been with politicians that they say, you can tell that it's magnificent. First of all, the way they work, and of course, psychological people, there's that stupid spring I was trying to stop from popping. Like psychiatrists or, doctors, stuff like that would like study people normally. They would love to be able to be around politicians and watch their brains work. It's absolutely amazing how you can see them and how they'll change for a room. And it's so much, it's what you think they do, what they think people want to hear. Whereas a true conservative, and this is one of the things that was refreshing about Trump for conservatives, is that he spoke his mind. And you can tell that. People can tell that you have a bullshit detector built in. It's just like how dogs know that people are either good or bad. That's how you are naturally. Rush was awesome. You naturally can tell that about somebody. And when you have that foundation, because I'm a big proponent of educating the voter. That used to be a big thing with the GOP. I watch, Tennessee used to be a very Democrat state, and it has shifted to a very, very Republican state. We have a lot of Republicans, though, that aren't conservatives. In Tennessee, the West Tennessee Democrat traditionally was more conservative than an East Tennessee Republican, and you still see that today in smaller pockets. But I'll see Republicans, you watch them in East Tennessee, they'll say they're conservative. Same people say the same thing in West Tennessee, say they're conservative, but they'll have different, you can tell by the speeches they'll give how different it is. And it's amazing to me. It's that whole rock, that foundation. And you don't have to, you're always right. It's like, what are you going to eat for dinner? You're going to eat a steak. You just know that, and your choice will be right. Now, me personally, I can't make a decision for myself to save my life. But somebody else, I can tell everybody else how to run their life. It's so frustrating. I can't decide if I'm going to turn left or right. I'm kidding. I always turn right. But it's just that core belief. And once you have that, for me, I feel like it's a duty to always constantly read and know and understand, and always be able to have an educated and understanding answer for any questions we brought to you. And I really think this is probably part of the reason why I wanted to go to law school. I don't want to be an attorney, but I love being a lawyer. The difference being, one's the career, one's the degree. And I love having that knowledge, that history, that ability to find the answer to things. And because whenever I find an answer, if I don't like the answer, I can look back on it. I know I don't like it because it's not a conservative answer. And always, to me, conservatism is individuality and freedom, and you being able to make wrong choices as long as they don't affect other people. You don't have to always be right. And just, it's just, I don't know. But this chick here, I don't know what her name is. I don't care. I hope I never see her again. Yeah, look, they put her in red. They put a flag with Ukraine. Before this week, did anybody even know what the Ukrainian flag looked like? It's all, I don't know. Being uncomfortable in front of a camera is important. Ever since TV, we've needed a Reagan. That's what I liked about Fred Thompson years ago. Fred Thompson, man, that guy, I thought he was so cool. It's funny. There's his hometown. What is his hometown? I gotta look this up now because I totally forgot about it. I do have a good story about this. Fred Thompson. Let's see what his Wikipedia is. Fred Dalton. That's right. I forgot that. It was a cool name. Oh, that's right. Lawrenceburg. How did I forget that? Lawrenceburg's an awesome town. Right? That was his dad died. Memphis State. Yeah, Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. So, his dad was an automobile salesman. He attended public school in Lawrenceburg, graduated high school, played high school football. He worked at a local post office at nights and Murray Bicycle Assembly Plant. It's funny. He also he worked at a right? Did he work there, or is that where he went and bought them? Anyway, there is a when I went to Murray, God, what's wrong with my brain? Lawrenceburg, beautiful city, beautiful town square, and I'll never forget Lawrenceburg, man. I got there through politics, a job I was, politician I was working for, and we pull in a camper. We didn't have a bus, but we had a full-size Cousin Eddie RV. And the guy driving, man, he was so cool. And he saw this old guy. I'm sitting towards the back. He saw this old guy walking and he had a basket in his hand. And our driver, he gets up, he starts knocking on the window. He says, hey. He opens the door up. He says, what you got? And the guy, this old man, he was selling homemade fried pies. And I'll never forget, man, he had everything, but he had chocolate, man. I love a chocolate fried pie. Oh, God, they're so good. That's the first one I ever had. And the old guy, he said, oh, yeah, I made him this morning. He goes, my secret is I fry him in lard. And anyway, so we went out, we worked the courthouse square. And this is one of these small towns where, like, the courthouse is in the middle and you got businesses all around it. I mean, it literally is a courthouse square. And one of the businesses is where, I swear that it was Fred Thompson used to work at a shoe store there. But I may have that wrong. Maybe that he bought shoes there. Anyway, it was a shoe store. And anyway, just hearing the stories about Fred Thompson and hearing these old guys that owned it and ran it. And, they knew Fred ever since he grew up. And it was so cool hearing the stories. Because in Lawrenceburg, he wasn't Senator Thompson. He was just old Fred. He was just Fred. And pie, let me tell you what, man. There's a place in Upper East Tennessee called Seavers. And they used to own a Krispy Kreme. And Krispy Kreme took their franchise away from them. They took all the franchises away. And I think they made them all corporate. In, like, this section, I think maybe it's all over. I don't know. Anyway. The company was like, yeah, we're not going to pay the new franchising fees. So what we're going to do is we're going to start making our own donuts. Like, they had their own recipe for it, and they're so much better than Krispy Kreme. It's crazy. But Seavers also makes a fried pie. Oh my gosh, those things are so good. Oh, they're so good. And you can get them double glazed if you go to their store. And it's it's so great. That's when I did the Summer Wells drive up there thing. I went by and picked up some. I'll tell you what, there's not a small town in the state of Tennessee or anywhere, whatever there is, man, I'm going to find where that local bakery, that local, donut shop, the local barbecue joint, I mean, I grew up all of West Tennessee pulling off on the side of the road because you saw someone out there had a trailer hooked up and a smoker going. And you walk up to it, and it's just a trailer, a food trailer, like a food truck, but it was a trailer. But before food trucks were cool, and oh my gosh, man, some of the best barbecue ever. But anyway, yeah, Fred Thompson, man, he was a cool guy, and I think it's funny. He got out of being a U.S. senator and he went back to acting, and then he had a talk show. And he had that new wife, Jerry. And she was something else, too. But yeah, Fred was taken too early from us. He was like big buddies with John McCain, which is what gets me. Now, Fred, there'd be things that he would say that would be like, that doesn't sound very conservative. But he was very stout in his beliefs and his values. And he was so smart. It was unbelievable. And the other one that Tennessee used to have was Bill Frist. And that guy, he's like one of those real smart people that you can't talk to. It's the weirdest thing. But, yeah, Frist now, he does something with education. They got so much money they don't know what to do with it. The Frist Foundation, I think that his father invented the heart transplant or something. And everything in Nashville's named after him. I need to find the same here. I know all Mexican bakeries, but it never occurred to me to search for other local goodies. Slade Raider, that's awesome, man. Dude, Mexican baker. Oh, dude, you talk about Tres Leche. That's all you got to say to me, and I'm gone. I'm done. I'm like, okay, where is it? Give it to me. I've yet to get foundered on it. Usually I can find like one good piece, right? And oh my gosh, though, a good Tres Leche, it just kills me. It just kills me because I love it so much. Riazzo, you never heard of a fried pie? Oh man, okay, so think of like it's just maybe like a turnover, like an apple turnover. Like one of those things that McDonald's has, the apple pies, but except they're deep fried. So it would be like it's your pie shell, okay? And it's a little bit thicker than a pie shell, but it's not thick. It's not doughy thick. I mean, it's just like really good pie shell. Your problem sometimes with pies is that the crust, I say shell, but I mean, the crust. Sometimes that crust it's either too dry, which fried pie takes out the dryness because you're deep frying it, or it's too soggy. And of a fried pie, I mean, if you have the oil at the right temperature, it's not going to be too soggy. And you have your fillings, and I mean, it's everything: blackberry, apple, cherry. I've seen pineapple. Krispy Kreme sells them in grocery stores. But man, chocolate fried pie. Oh my gosh, that gets me. And it's funny because I say this and I've not had a vanilla fried pie. It's just like, like a chocolate pie filling. My bride loves McDonald's pies. They got that blueberry cream pie right now. And what's the other one? I like that their holiday pie, and that's kind of like the vanilla custard. Would that be a better term? I mean, I call it just pudding, right? But it's like whatever, like a chocolate pie, like a chocolate cream pie. Now I don't like meringue, so you gotta have the chocolate cream pie. So you got the whipped cream topping. But yeah, like whatever that consistency, that's what's in the pie, and you fry it. Man, I don't know how that hot chocolate doesn't come gooing. Like that, that's a good term. That's a good Southern word, gooing. Well, the filling got hot, and it was gooing out. I thought that was a good Southern term. It just sounds like it ought to be. I just created it, gooing. But oh my gosh, and like this place, Sears, because it's a donut place, they'll glaze it. Oh, like donut glaze. Oh, dude, I talk about this like it's so delicious, but you can't eat these things. I mean, again, I get foundered on. I get sick. Corona's made me fat enough. The whole lockdown deal. Like, I got to get all this off me. And, gosh, it was like, oh. Yeah, I ate a lot of goodies in the last couple of years. Oh, man. But, yeah. Oh, dude, the fried pie, especially a homemade fried pie, they're so freaking scrumptious. Have you ever had a like a Jamaican beef pocket, a Jamaican beef pocket? Boy, that sounds dirty. But it's got like the spices, the ground beef. It's got the spices, and it's in a like a pastry, kind of like a hot pocket is, but it's in like a light flaky pastry. It reminds me of like a delicious succulent dessert fried pie. But the secret's lard. I'm telling you what, y'all, lard is it's the lost art of cooking, and I've got to get into it. I can't make a biscuit to save my life, and supposedly I need to use lard. Your Krispy Kreme shut down last year. Dude, they shut down all over the South, and they rebuilt them. And now it's Dunkin' Donuts are everywhere. And see, everything's become a fad. Remember there was... cupcakes were the big fad, which, by the way, I've got to say, I love the cupcake. I think the cupcake is, I'd rather have cupcakes than, like, are you going to have a birthday cake? I'd rather have a cupcake. I get my own little thing. It's fresh. It's just for me. Each one's delicious. I love them. But cupcakes were real popular, and then now cookies have become real popular. And I'm like, can we not just have, like, a standard... Because here's what happens. You have these great little places, and they go out of business because of the next fad. And I'm like, that's what I love about, like, a local bakery. Oh, hey, local bakery and all these pies. Remind me. Chess pie. That is my favorite. Oh, my gosh. I don't even know why we're talking about this. Guys, this whole thing got started on Stupid Vine. You know what? Because we're having fun. Isn't this... Talking about the fried pies has done more to prosper America than that whole stupid ass speech. Oh gosh, yeah, that's the only thing I see now is Dunkin' Donuts. It's been a long time since I've been to Dunkin' Donuts, and last time I was there, they had the matcha tea. And I don't know if they still have that, but man, I started doing those at home because I was like, holy cow, I'm paying like those pre-inflation prices. I was paying over $5 for them. And gosh, man, I love those things though. And I love their sour cream donuts and those little, I like their powdered donut holes, the Munchkins. That's the only, well, I did like the sour cream donut, but other than that, I'm like, oh, they had Cronuts there for a while. Those weren't bad. But Dunkin's, man, I used to go to Dunkin's about every day when I was working in a law office. God, that just gave me shivers thinking about going in that early. Oh, to sit there, first hour just comatose. Oh well. Yeah. Fried Fred Thompson. Oh gosh, it's so awesome. Oh well, listen, guys. 11 o'clock. I've got a big day tomorrow again. Unfortunately, I've got to put in my Discord. I'm going to explain everything that's going on because I keep saying I've got family issues in hospitals, stuff like that, and I just don't want to share everything out there in the world. I'm not someone who asks for sympathy. I'm afraid that it would sound like it if I just start speaking. So, but anyway, just know I do have a big day tomorrow. I'm not trying to just jump out on everybody. But yeah, this was fun. This was a lot more fun than I thought it would be. I love doing that stuff with over the Rakita stream. You know, it's like the the extra person that he doesn't even know about. But gosh, man, this has been a lot of fun. I love it. I love you guys. Thank you so much. You know what? I'd have watched this stuff anyway. It was so much better being around friends. So I thank you guys. I really do thank you guys a lot. And, you know, maybe just the best thing in the world happened to you tomorrow. Maybe find a fried pie. And anyway, I'm going to take this. I'll download this and put it on YouTube. Not YouTube. Well, I'll leave this on YouTube. I'm also going to put it over on the, what's that thing called? Podcast. So, oh gosh. All right, well, listen, guys. Anytime, give me a shout, and y'all, thank you again. God, tonight's just I have a page and a half. I now have a expert notebook. I found a notebook sitting around here. It's a Fabriano, made in Italy notebook, and I actually got it at Sam's years ago on a closeout. And it said on there, the same paper used by Michelangelo and Leonardo, and I don't know. I was like, oh, cool, the Ninja Turtles used this. So anyway, yeah, I've got this whole notebook here. Is the first half of it, I started writing things down that Joe Biden was saying, and then I just went down to writing stuff that y'all said in the chat so I can remember it and use it again. But anyway, seriously, guys, love you guys. Be safe. Be good to yourself. If it feels good, do it. And till next time, yeah, man, Godspeed to y'all. Thanks, guys.